What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 6th Street Chapter 96 MVP Tom, Analyzing Material Roles. Logical fit, rapport fit, material character fusion in progress. The fusion is complete, and it is detected that the host still has a material role tilde as the role used. As the system beeps, Al decisively exits the system prompt page. Then I habitually glanced at the acquisition status of the mysterious points. The mysterious legend of the cat and mouse world has been recognized by the people in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 will be obtained. The mysterious legend of Goshong Ridge has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Create the character, cat and mouse world. Tom, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and get +1 mysterious points. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, cat and mouse world. Gia, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the relatively stable growth rate, Al opened the system store again. Open black lens bracket. Current mysterious points 987,456. Close black lens bracket. It's still a million or so, it's okay. After viewing the current balance, Al then contacted the wolf on Sky Island. And let it rush to the battlefield of Beechburg. After doing all this, Al then opened the contact panel and clicked Tom's avatar. Looking at the pitch black surroundings in front of me, Al couldn't help frowning. It seems that I can't figure out what this guy Tom is doing. As the line of sight draws away, looking at the tombstones and flowers in front of me, the corner of Al's mouth twitched. At this time a roaring sonic boom came from above. Al hears the reputation and goes, when you see J, who is covered in bloody steam, and Kaido hovering high above the sky, Al froze in place for a moment. According to his setting, J's strength is infinitely close to 6 paths Tom's. How can Kaido even open the door to death? Can be soon. Al sensed something was wrong, looking at the red scales that looked like poured lava. And the twisted air around it, a big question mark can't help appearing in Al's mind. Isn't that guy Kaido in the form of a blue dragon? Why did you suddenly become a fire dragon? While it's not particularly clear what's going on here. But this does not affect Al watching the game. Fire dragon torch rising dragon flame 8 trigrams. With Kaido's roar ringing out. Boom, a powerful airwave breaks through the clouds when it hits like a meteorite. A giant pillar of fire composed of countless fiery fireworks. The moment gushing out of Kaido's mouth, quickly condense into a huge fire dragon in midair. And the bloody steam gushing out from Gia's body. At the same time, it condensed into a blood-colored giant dragon. Next moment, accompanied by the sound of 2 dragon chants. Within 100 miles of space, as if unable to bear the terrifying power brought by these 2 giant dragons. Seriously twisted. Boom boom boom, the sound of explosions like muffled thunder. A series of explosions in the air. The scorching heat waves swept across the entire island like the waves of the waves. And continued to spread rapidly around. In an instant, the undercurrent surged. The surface of the sea reveals its cruel side like a ferocious beast. Mama. Cough cough cough, in morbid laughter. The muddy eyes of the 4 emperors ant, alternate between insanity and emptiness. Mama, just as she was about to get up with trembling arms. A terrifying airwave filled with scorching breath is coming. Next moment, 2 giant dragons filled with aura of destruction. Intense fighting in midair, the resulting airwaves and aftermath. As if to penetrate the whole world, straight beyond the sky. Ant 4 emperors' pupils shrank sharply, the hairs stand up. A strong sense of crisis rushes in like a tide. The violent and terrifying coercion is like a continuous mountain. The 4 emperors' ant can't breathe. It was as if a pair of invisible hands were pinching her neck. Click, 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 following a series of ear-piercing cracking sounds from the emperor's sword in his hand. The muddy eyes of the 4 emperors' ant, gradually eroded by madness. A ferocious and violent breath erupted from her physical strength. Next moment, click, a series of bone-cracking sounds exploded in the body of the 4 emperors' ant. Scarlet blood spewed out from the mouth, ears, eyes, and tip of the nose. Just for a moment, he became a bloodman, however. The real fight between the 2 giant dragons has just begun. Inside the bloody dragon body, Gia at this moment is like being poured by lava. While emitting bloody steam, blood vessels like crimson lava. Spread from the heart to the whole body, with a series of shocking sonic booms piercing the sky. J gallops in midair when there is only less than 100 meters away from Kaido. Volley, advertisement make a flying kick, go straight to Kaido's forehead at an even faster speed. In an instant, the surrounding air surged violently. Roll-up bursts of screaming wind. Kaido is out of control. I'm not used to J's stink. The scarlet eyes burst out with a strong murderous aura. Next second, the turbulent fist wind howls. Kaido, who felt a strong sense of crisis, reacted quickly. The thick and powerful tail twitches the air like a titanic serpent. Throw it straight at J's head. Click, in a series of bursting bone cracks. Under Gia's blow full of majestic brute force. Kaido is like a steel bar, The tail is twisted quickly and hits the forehead at the same time. There was a loud bang, wake Kaido straight out of a runaway state. Before he could react what happened, like the violent shock from the collision of a Mach 10 supersonic plane. It makes its internal organs seem to be cracked, and the bloody dragon. At the same time that Might Gia kicked Kaido, tore that giant fire dragon into countless pieces in one bite. The strong sense of impact did not stop because of the disappearance of the fire dragon. At this time, Kaido was like being prey in the mouth of a giant blood dragon. A giant crack with a diameter of tens of meters was plowed on the ground. And crashed straight into one of the tallest peaks in Beechburg. The giant dragon that hit the mountain did not stop because of it. Instead, bite Kaido and go up the mountains, and exploded into countless bloody mist in the air. Boom boom boom. The strong impact produced by the bloody mist when it exploded triggered a second explosion in midair. Bang, a strong wind blows. The peak that was about to collapse was blown into ruins. Looking at the scene like hell, Al's calm face didn't show any waves. It seems that all this is very normal, but Yigai. The move that almost kicked Hokage out of the finale. The move that makes the Six Paths class shout out that wise saying. Honestly, even if Might J kicks the entire island in half, Al wouldn't be surprised at all. It even feels like Might J didn't use his full strength. As two charred bodies fell from high above, Al slowly drew his gaze in. Deliberately lowered his voice and said coldly, Tom tilde M tilde. Tom tilde M tilde. I died so badly tilde, fall with the voice. Tom, who buried himself in the soil, came out with a whoosh like lightning. Tom, who was so horrified, didn't even think about it. At the moment of bursting out, stepping on the air and running wildly. See this situation, Al's bad taste was instantly aroused. While imitating the voice of a ghost, while leading Tom to rush in the direction of Might J. Most outrageously, clearly in a high degree of fright. Tom actually ran along the route Al said, until Tom came to a location not far from Might J. Al stopped angrily, Tom trembled and stopped on the spot. And walk around, it seems to be looking for the direction of the ghost. Seeing that Tom has been frightened into such a ghostly state. Al doesn't play tricks on Tom anymore, after telling about his existence and the things Tom needs to do. Then quit the contact with Tom, and after Tom learned that it was Al who was playing tricks on him. Gently wiped the sweat from his forehead, showing a relaxed expression. Then follow Al's instructions and come to Might J's side. Looking at the little mouse with a smell of barbecue in front of him. And the delicious dragon meat next to it, Tom couldn't help salivating. As for Al telling him to take Might J back, forget about it in an instant. Licked the saliva from the corner of his mouth, Tom swallowed Might Gia in one gulp. Then he bit Kaido hard on the back, click, a crisp sound sounded. The black scales covering Kaido's body instantly shattered. Instead, a pair of newly grown blue scales appeared. Next, just hear the scream of, "Ah!" Kaido in the form of a blue dragon suddenly shrank into a human form. Then clutching the bag bitten by Tom, like a flying monkey, it flew directly to a height of tens of meters. Looking at the scene in front of me, Tom couldn't help showing a regretful expression in his eyes. As if frustrated with not getting any dragon meat. But Tom quickly realized something was wrong. It seems that as long as it has fainted or passed out, just one bite from him instantly becomes alive and well. Even a dying guy, no exception, zero, seeking flowers. Think of this, advertisement. Tom is even more depressed. Sitting under a big rock with his chin dragging, he fell into deep thought. But I didn't think for a moment, a light bulb goes on. Immediately, Tom thought of a good idea. If this happens again next time, definitely don't bite first. He should have been given 2 knives first. Think of this, Tom casually took out 2 machetes tens of meters long from behind. Let go and rushed to where Kaido is about to fall, find the right angle. Tom is immediately at the location where Kaido will fall. There is a whole row of tens of meters long and extremely sharp blades. Without any doubt, if Kaido falls, will definitely be tied into a hedgehog. At the same time, Kaido, who was suspended in midair, looked at the unharmed body. I couldn't help but feel very surprised for a while. It stands to reason, isn't he dying now? However, before he feels joy, a great sense of crisis suddenly rushed over like a tide. Looking at the neatly arranged sharp knives below, and the blue-haired cat that is eyeing tigers, Kaido couldn't help frowning. As a cold light flashed before his eyes, Kaido was stunned to find the surging sense of crisis. Did it come from those ordinary sharp blades? But Kaido, who just walked through the gate of hell. It can be said to be extremely vigilant at this moment. However, just when he was about to manipulate his body to leave. But he found that no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break free from this area. It was as if a pair of big hands were firmly holding him down. At the same time, Kaido also noticed that his landing speed seemed to change as well. 0. If at the previous speed, now he probably fell to the ground long ago. This series of strange events, Kaido couldn't help but tremble. A huge breath of death surged into my heart in an instant. Next second, just when Kaido was desperately trying to break free, the falling speed suddenly returned to normal, in the nick of time. Kaido turned around at the last moment, that's why it didn't fall directly on the sharp edge. However, although his speed is already very fast, but still can't completely avoid all the sharp blades. Prickly, the piercing sound of the sharp blade cutting the skin sounded. A sharp blade sliced through Kaido's chest, miraculously brought out one of his kidneys. See this situation, Tom just wanted to applaud the players. But suddenly, responding, Tom shook his head violently. A bubble appeared above his head, and in the bubble, a cartoon like Blue Dragon and a cartoon like Kaido. While alternating back and forth, one will become larger and the other will become smaller. Finally, it burst with a huge red cross and a piercing siren. And at this moment Tom couldn't help shivering with fright. Put your hands in your mouth and your teeth chatter like crazy. Immediately afterwards, the painful Kaido stood up abruptly. He stared straight at the waist and Tom in front of him. Face full of surprise and anger, surprisingly, that such a terrible mouse could not kick him to death. But the stinky cat in front of him hurt him in 2 or 3 hits. And angry, it's okay to get hurt, what the hell is taking out his waist? However, just when Kaido was about to do it, suddenly Tom stopped shaking. Staring blankly ahead, I don't know what I'm doing. Immediately afterwards, the figure of Might J seems to be swimming in Tom's eyes. Back and forth between the left and right eyes, from time to time, it would be knocked lightly like knocking on a door. It seems that seeing oneself can't find a way out at all. Might J gritted his teeth and closed his eyes, kicked straight out of Tom's eye. Kicked the Kaido in front of you hundreds of meters away. Ah! A terrible howl sounded, while Tom was bouncing back and forth covering his eyes. With a sudden pull of a fly swatter from behind, can't help but throw it directly on Might Jia's head. And this slightly harder blow, take pictures of Might Jia directly. It is completely impossible to associate the guy who fought with Kaido before. After knocking Might Jia unconscious, Tom has a quick eye. Grab Might J with both hands directly, put on an evil face. Finally fall in my hands with Tom's words falling. A loud and unkind laugh suddenly sounded, hee ha 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 ha. Those idiots, laughing ha 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 ha, didn't expect it. I, Blackbeard, am the greatest victor in this war. Chapter 97. Sekiro. I'm just an unknown passerby, hee ha 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 ha. Those idiots, laughing and laughing, didn't expect it. I, Blackbeard, am the greatest victor in this war. With Blackbeard's wicked laugh, the crew members standing beside him couldn't help admiring. Captain, it's a good thing we didn't run away like those idiots. Otherwise, there is no chance of catching this cat. Hee ha 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 ha. Little ones, however, just as Blackbeard was about to speak. Suddenly opened Might J of the 7th gate, coming like lightning. It's only 3 or 5 punches, then blow the Blackbeard pirates out. Its speed is so fast that Blackbeard and his party are over before they can even react. Might J, who quickly finished off Blackbeard and his party, fell to his knees with a plop. And that surging aura is rapidly decaying. Seeing this, Tom hurriedly held Might Jia in his hands. That anxious look seemed to be asking, are you okay? Looking at Tom's anxious look, Might J shook his head lightly. And asked, Tom, you just ate me from time to time? Even if caught, Tom still shook his head and tried to deny it. See, Might J didn't say much, just sigh, and explained to it. Tom, 870, although your physique is very special. But don't treat me like food next time, don't swallow me in your stomach. If you eat me with the mentality of eating, my recovery ability will be interrupted by you. Although I seem to be fine now, but it is an illusion. This state can last up to a day. A day later, what to do. Although I don't understand what Might J is talking about. But see, Might Jia's tone is so serious, based on past experience. Tom saw at a glance that he must have done something wrong. So I nodded and swore, and said he would never do it again. See, Might J couldn't help but shrugged, although Tom promises to do so every time. But as long as he uses Night Guy, Tom will swallow him without hesitation. This also often leads to injuries that he could recover in a very short time. Had to wait another day to fix it, and throughout the day. He can no longer open the gate of death, even opening a shock door can make him feel weak. However, just when Might Jia was about to say something, I saw Tom secretly picking up a sandwich from behind. It looks like he wants to eat him, well, it's useless. Forget it, I'll go back and play with 6 paths Tom. Raise your hand and blow Tom away. Might J turned around and returned to the lunar space station through the portal. Why didn't Tom come back with you? After seeing Might J, Tom of 6 paths resting on the recliner. Can't help but ask, in the face of 6 paths Tom's inquiry. Before Might J can speak, 6 paths Tom seems to have noticed the change in Might J's breath. Can't help laughing, you don't need to say it. I already guessed it, you kid must have been swallowed by Tom as food again. Wen Yan, Might Jia hummed lightly, neither happy nor annoyed. With a very calm attitude, he said, the strong outsiders are indeed much weaker than you. I told you earlier, 6 paths Tom seems to have known what Might J would say. So Chang first said, yes, yeah, you go to exercise. Tonks, the equipment, has already prepared it for you. At the same time, advertisement on the ocean near Beechburg. The people who were rapidly evacuating heard the series of roars. They looked at each other, unanimously, they stopped. The battle is over? Those 3 guys are probably already hurting both sides at this moment. God knows, why don't you go and have a look? Is the knowledge color still unable to detect the breath of those guys? Yes, even the Red Earl can detect it, it's going to be difficult now. Do we need to go back to Beechburg? In the face of people's inquiries? 5 elders did not respond directly, but after a short thought. Just now he opened his mouth and said, "Now those two guys are sure." Before the 5 elders had finished speaking, I only heard a loud noise coming from the Beechburg battlefield. Next second, even without the need for the 5 elders to speak, the powerhouses present sensed something was wrong. Hurry to the center of the battlefield of Beechburg. Immediately afterwards, there were several air-shattering roars again. All the top powerhouses couldn't help but frown. What happened on that battlefield? Could it be that Kaido and Bigmom aren't dead yet? How can it be? Those two guys took such a poisonous drug. Even if you don't get killed by that mouse, I will also be killed by the side effects of the evil medicine. At this time, Garp asked abruptly. Immediately, the faces of the Beast's pirates and Bigmom pirates sank. Could it be that mouse whipping the corpse? Facing Garp's inquiry, Katakuri stopped immediately. Senhan's eyes couldn't help flashing a murderous intent. Old man, keep your mouth clean. In addition to Katakuri, Jin and Quinn, the 3 of Jack, also rarely stopped to speak for Kaido. While they all want to be captains of the Beast's pirates. But Kaido is also the former captain of the Beast's pirates after all. Say whip corpse. This is literally stomping the faces of the Beast's pirates on the ground. It seems that seeing Garp caused public outrage again. Sengoku hastily dragged Garp away. As for an apology? They are marine, even now that an alliance has been formed. But like a pirate apologizes, that is absolutely impossible. Amid the scolding and discussion, when everyone rushed to the center of the battlefield, what caught my eye was Kaido holding his own waist and lost in thought. But Tom in the middle of the sword formation was trembling. As for Blackbeard, at this moment, he was glaring at Tom covered in blood. It's too bad to rush in and tear Tom into pieces. See this scene, everyone present couldn't help being stunned. It seems a little confused what is going on now. At this time, Tom seemed to see the crowd coming. The body trembled more violently, however, because of the violent trembling. As a result, Tom accidentally touched the sharp blade behind him. In an instant, he was pinned so that he covered his buttocks and soared into the sky. Just when everyone thought Tom was about to be pierced by a sharp knife. But when Tom was about to touch the sharp edge, just in time to hear it in midair. In a trance, everyone even heard a sudden sound of brakes. And Tom suspended in the air, carefully stretching out its paws. Sliding down with a whoosh along the sharp blade. Tom, who landed safely, wiped the sweat from his forehead. Seems like everyone's eyes are on him. Tom couldn't be happier. He pulled out a sharp blade and stabbed straight at Blackbeard. Seeing this, all the strong men present, the corner of my mouth can't help but twitch. It seems that my IQ has been insulted. Such an understatement to attack Blackbeard? Although Blackbeard is indeed not very strong, but this simple stroke, even the most ordinary marine soldier can escape. Advertisement. But the next second, a strange scene happened. Facing the oncoming sharp blade, Blackbeard stood there like a fool, sweating profusely. It seems to be very scary, and other members of the Blackbeard pirates saw this. It's like seeing some kind of great horror, scattered from Blackbeard's side. Prickly. The sound of sharp knives cutting through the chest resounded. Intense pain instantly swept across Blackbeard's body. Looking at Blackbeard writhing in pain on the ground. All the top powerhouses present can't help showing a look of astonishment on his face. Hello, Blackbeard, what the hell are you doing? Can this poor attack hurt you? Kaido, why aren't you dead? Where's Bigmom? D********** Kaido, where's Mama? However, without waiting for Kaido and Blackbeard to respond, Tom raised his knife and fell, the arms flung out the phantom like the blades of an electric fan. Next, countless sharp blades cut through the air. Go straight to the crowd to attack and kill. Upon seeing Garp, can't help snorting coldly, arms shake, make a series of bursting noises. This kind of attack still wants to hurt the old man? Kitten, you really underestimate people. Gu la la la. What a funny stupid cat, we're not trash like Teach. Almost at the same time, all the top powerhouses present. They all felt very disdain for Tom's move. It even felt like Tom was trying to humiliate them on purpose. After all, Tom's blow, it's like I never fought when I was a child. Out of breath, throwing stones at people is exactly the same behavior. The only difference, that what Tom throws is not a stone. It's just a sharp blade tens of meters long, but this sharp blade is in front of these top powerhouses. How is it different from stone? However, just when they were about to raise their hands to crack this ridiculous blow, something weird happened. Garp felt an invisible mountain pressing down on his arm. It takes no effort at all, and so are the rest of the powerhouses. Not only can't lift your arms, can't even speak the words. Looking at the approaching sharp blade, everyone was a little panicked. The scene of Blackbeard being stabbed is even more recalled in my mind. Damn it, Whitebeard growled silently inwardly. Under the effect of fruit ability, the surrounding space gradually burst into crackling sounds. Even though Whitebeard is at 5.7 with all his strength at the moment. Can't break free either. Prickly, the sound of skin ripping. The moment it rings, a sharp pain like a knife in the heart quickly swept through the whole body. Even something as chilling as Whitebeard, grinning in pain right now. Wait for the sharp sound of a knife cutting through the air to fall. All the top powerhouses present, they all stared at the damn cat in front of them with a murderous look. But Tom didn't realize the seriousness of the matter at all. Still waving his arms happily until I found that there was no sharp edge beside me. Tom stopped what he was doing, at the same time showing an awkward and polite smile. Leak. Cat. Product exhibition tilde. Without a moment's hesitation. Tom immediately planned to run away, but Tom has only just taken the first step. He was surrounded by countless strong men. Stupid cat, give Laozi another try. I want to see who else can save you now, following Bullet's words. A very deterrent voice suddenly sounded in the sky. I don't know, can you rescue your best friend from your excellency? Chapter 98. I'm the next wolf, but they prefer to call me the Wolf King. I don't know what to do next, can you rescue your best friend from your excellency? Before the voice falls to the ground, a gray figure flashed past the crowd like a ghost. When everyone reacts, Tom is gone, when looking again. But I saw a man wearing a core raincoat and a bamboo hat. And a figure with a grass root in his mouth appeared in front of his eyes. Before everyone could recover from their astonishment. The dreadful sword intent emanating faintly from the sword at Sekiro's waist. The figure of that man's back appeared in everyone's minds. The bald monster? Someone suddenly exclaimed, all the top powerhouses surrounded by wolves. For a moment, as if being stimulated by some kind. They retreated hundreds of meters away, at the same time, make a present appearance of the great enemy. Sen Lang's eyes are full of strong fear, but everyone soon discovered that the guy in front of them was not just strong. So he asked in a low voice, who are you? Could it be the strong man from that forest? In the face of people's questions, the wolf chuckled lightly. Shook his head, the strong man in that forest? No, I'm just an unknown passerby, as the voice falls. The corners of everyone's mouths twitched. This guy is even more pretentious than that bald monster. But thoughtful Sengoku, it didn't take long to discover the similarities between the two. Commander Kong, that guy is definitely connected to that bald monster. Be careful. Kong hummed lightly, although he never fought against that bald monster. But that one shot, it really left a strong stroke in his mind. And those strong men who have fought against Zhejiang. At this moment, I can't help breaking out in a cold sweat. Boss, it's a stubble, before Beckman finished speaking. The redhead shook his head solemnly, Shen Shang said. I still don't know how strong that guy is, don't startle the snake for now. Wen Yan, Beckman shrugged helplessly, that's not what he meant at all, 06. But Hongfa has entered the state now, no matter how much it is said, it is useless. Shaking his head helplessly, Beckman has his sights set on 5 elders again. As the chief figure of the World Government Coalition forces. Presumably, however, just meowing from a distance. Beckman has the answer in his heart, although the 5 elders at this time were full of vigilance and solemnity. But you can feel the strong fighting spirit in their eyes. After all, they have never fought against Zhejiang. Only on the curtain, I can't feel how terrifying Zhejiang is. In addition to the current number of people and the state of the strong. Nothing can be compared to the old Marineford battlefield. Wait for that guy to do it first? Wait a little longer. After all, it is still unclear what ability that guy has. Listen to the plot of the 5 elders. The Red Earl who was standing not far away slightly raised his mouth. It seems that he is very interested in the wolf in front of him. On the battlefield of Marineford, he hasn't made a move yet. Just got beat by those guys from Beechburg, and this matter has always been like a thorn in his heart. Plus now he, relying on bat fruit, phantasmal beast, and vampire form to restore peak strength. But, it seems that it's not time for me to make a move yet. The Red Earl whispered in his heart, then they locked their eyes on Kong. If the 5 elders are going to pay attention to the shot. First shot, it must be Marine and the Commander-in-Chief Kong. Come on empty. Let me see how all these years have passed. How far have you regressed, you pampered fellow? Wen Yan, Kong gave the Red Earl a very dissatisfied look. Then snorted, set your sights on the 5 elders. That expression seemed to be asking, do you need me to test it first? See, 5 elders frowned, against unknown enemies. They don't intend to take the lead in probing, because most of the guys who shot first didn't end well. Just like Kaido and Big Mom, although it is unclear how Kaido recovered. But it can be clearly detected that his breath has undergone a subtle change. Not to mention the 4 Emperor's ant, now lying in the distance like a bloodman. I don't know if it's dead or not, seems to have noticed the change on 5 elders' face. Kong frowned slightly, she glanced her head aside tactfully. Do not ask again, and the top powerhouses present saw this. Seems to have guessed what the 5 elders were thinking too. But they didn't say much, after all, in the current situation. Anyone would take the 5 elders' countermeasures. On the other hand, the members of the BIGMOM pirates. After seeing the tragic situation of the ant, suddenly, a wave of anger welled up in my heart. Advertisement Cracker took a step forward, the hoarse voice was full of anger and killing intent. Hand over that rat to Laozi. I want to avenge the blood feud for Mama. As the voice falls, Katakuri frowned even deeper. Trident in hand, even under his strange power, it was held and let out bursts of ear-piercing wailing. As if the next second will break through the sky. Pierce a wolf's throat, and Bray hiding behind them. At this moment, holding a round mirror, always prepare for evacuation from the battlefield. Looking at the menacing Cracker, the wolf didn't even look at it. Said bluntly, Only strong ever said, truly strong. It doesn't bother to attack the weak. Your Excellency, please come back. Because you are not qualified to let me make a move. Words fall, the violent cracker couldn't hold back anytime soon. Although he knew in his heart, it is absolutely impossible for me to be the opponent of this guy in front of me. But, behind Bray, it is the source of his confidence. You bloody B****************. D. The angry cracker immediately used Devil Fruit's ability. Summoned several biscuit soldiers out of thin air and charged towards the wolf. Seeing this, all the top powerhouses present, page time improved. Don't dare to slack off, if that guy is as powerful as that bald monster. They'll think again, need a shot, if not as good as that bald monster. They will definitely rush to the past without hesitation. Tear the wolf into countless pieces on the spot, and Cracker is also very disturbed at this time. After summoning the cookie soldier, turn around and run away without the slightest hesitation. Looking at the biscuit soldiers charging forward. The wolf snorted coldly, my sword will not kill the unknown. However, your Excellency does not want to listen to persuasion. Then there is no need to keep your hand, with the voice of a wolf falling. All the powerhouses present could not help but gasp. To speak such arrogant words, either a newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. Or be super strong. Next second, click in a series of bone-cracking sounds. The wolf put his palm on the hilt of the sword expressionlessly. There is no trace of emotion in Sen Lang's eyes, lightning flint room. Everyone didn't even have time to see the movement of the wolf's sword. Counting the shadows of swords in Sennen. Like an ice cave at the moment of swinging out. Freeze the whole space. In an instant, the wind and the cloud are everywhere. Howling winds split the air. Just for a moment, the biscuit soldiers who were still moving fast turned into a pile of crumbs. At the moment of seeing the biscuit soldiers being destroyed, Cracker didn't hesitate at all, immediately called Bray to apply the fruit ability to the mirror. Ready to evacuate immediately, however, without waiting for Cracker to turn and run away. Stab one, the ear-piercing sound of the blade cutting the skin resounded. Next second, blood splatters, ferocious dreadful sword marks. Follow the back of Cracker's head directly through his entire body. And the remaining aftermath set off gusts of evil wind. Fly some of the crew members of the BUGMOM pirates directly. So fast, eagle-eyed pupils constrict, if only strong swordsmanship is better than power. The guy in front of me, it is the speed that surpasses everything. Although there is a big difference in power compared with only strong. But, a great swordsman who focuses on speed like a wolf. Often more tricky, after all, it is very powerful and has the possibility of evasion. But the terrifying speed of the wolf's moves, it is impossible to avoid it even if you want to. While people were thinking about how to respond, click. All I heard was a crisp bone-cracking sound. The wolf's arm holding the sword hilt suddenly limped down. What's the situation? Why is this man so weak? Just a sword, the arm is shattered. There was a hint of doubt in the expressions of everyone present. Seems a bit puzzled, is this the guy in front of me showing weakness? Or because the body can't bear his terrifying swordsmanship? But, the battlefield changes rapidly, such an opportunity. Not to be missed, 5 elders winked, looking to the side Kong. Shen Sheng said, try it out first, if it's really because that guy's body can't support that terrifying swordsmanship. Then just capture him alive together, Kong looked sketch. Nod silently, advertisement then, hit the ground with a big stride. Next second, that terrible footsteps on the ground. In an instant, a gully opened. Shua, Kong is so fast. It even cut through the air and made a whistling sound. Just in the blink of an eye, Kong came to the front of the wolf. Come, a roar. Kong's fist the size of a water tank hit the wolf's body straight. It seems that the whole body is broken, the wolf did not resist. It was directly thrown 7 or 8 feet away by Kong. Looking at the figure of a wolf being blown away. Kong couldn't help but freeze in place, his fist is just a cover. The real killer move is the whip kick after the fist is blocked. But that guy was just blown away with a punch, this. Kong is a little confused, to know, the previous one was only strong. My J, 6 paths Tom, etc. Even that stupid-looking P*** Psy cat. This has never happened before, how did you get to this guy in front of you? But so weak? Without thinking too much, Kong kicked down again. The burly figure rushed towards the wolf again like lightning. After all the real battle, where is there so much time for him to wonder? Not to mention it's still a monster from Beechburg. Almost at the same time, 5 elders looked at the wolf flying upside down. Eyelids twitched instantly, they never imagined. How could that guy be so weak? Could it be that that guy can only use one move? Something's wrong, it's so wrong, could it be that the guy has other abilities? To know, Kong's punch was just a tentative attack. Not at full strength, not only are the 5 elders lost in thought at the moment. All the strong swordsmen are even more astonished at this moment, 817. What did the previous sword mean? No one knows better than these great swordsmen. Especially Hawkeye, this former world's #1 swordsman. At this time he, eyes full of astonishment and disbelief. But soon he figured it out, although the speed of that sword is extremely fast. But it also takes a toll on your body, but this reason has a fatal loophole. To know, since the advent of Beach Bowl, almost every character that appears. Not a gymnast, it's a monster with special abilities. But that guy. What the hell is going on here? Looking at the wolf that was bombarded by Kong and couldn't fight back. In the astonished eyes of the crowd, can't help showing a tinge of joy. As for why the wolf is so weak, they have already been left behind. After all, this is what they have so far, the only Beechburg monster ever defeated. However, just as they were about to strike, click. In a series of bursting bone cracks, Sekiro was blasted hundreds of meters away by Kong again. See this situation, Whitebeard makes a decisive shot. Kong Yunki held tightly in his hand made a deafening roar under the terrifying strange force. And the 5 elders are targeting Tom directly, as soon as Whitebeard makes a shot. They will rush over and arrest Tom without hesitation. And at this moment, a wolf whirling in midair, the corner of his mouth reveals a smile that is under control. Really, long time no exercise, almost forget the pain. While the voice sounded, a wolf in midair suddenly burst out a majestic coercion. Next second, in the crisp sound of bone cracking. The wolf gripped the handle tightly, hold your breath. It seems to be feeling something. Seeing this, all the top powerhouses present. Anxious like ants on a hot pan. I knew it, those monsters will definitely not be good. Quick, smash it. That guy must be planning to use some kind of ability. Just cut it off before that, before the 5 elders finished speaking. The aura of the wolf is getting stronger and stronger. Next second, accompanied by a thunderclap, the figure of the wolf left countless afterimages in midair. When it reappears, already appeared behind everyone. Let me introduce you again, below, Wolf, but close friends prefer to call me Wolf King. Chapter 99 Sekiro. There are thousands of magic soldiers, but the pod is invincible. Below, Wolf, but my close friends prefer to call me Wolf King. With the voice falling, Sekiro slowly put the sword back into its sheath. You can be handsome for less than 3 seconds, the wolf's arm limped down again. Makes you feel sick, but now everyone, but he didn't dare to underestimate the guy in front of him. What just happened? Did that guy use some strange ability again? Have no idea, but the sense of crisis just now was too strong. Only, we don't seem to be hurt at all, could it be that guy's body? Is it really impossible to support his powerful swordsmanship? If that's the case, just at the moment when the voice hit the ground. With a breeze, blowing through the gaps in everyone's bodies. Next second, hideous cracks, slowly floating above the chests of everyone. Prickly, a crisp sound, the clothes of countless strong men present were shattered. Scarlet blood spurted out like a fountain, just now? That guy's swordsmanship. No wonder that guy's body can't bear it. Conversation room, the top powerhouses present stopped the bleeding with potions sent by the world government. And some guys with slightly weaker strength, it is handed over to Marco and others for healing. After stopping the blood, everyone once again pointed their finger at the sickly swordsman in front of them. But, such a high-intensity sword technique. How many times can you use it? 5 elders took a sudden step forward. The aura of the superior erupted instantly, and the rest of the top powerhouses. It is also a step forward with a winning attitude. Instantly, the chilling and terrifying coercion soared to the sky. Click, 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 suddenly there was a piercing crackling sound. It seems to be the morning of this world, and the body of a wolf. Under this surging and terrifying coercion, there was a series of cracking bangs. See this situation, a sly smile could not help appearing on everyone's face. It seems that this method is effective, just smash that guy's bones all over with a hockey. At that time, he will be easily captured alive. 11 in the end, the unstoppable Blackbeard took the lead. Hee ha ha ha, I'll leave that smelly cat to you. Let Laozi catch this guy, with the voice falling. Blackbeard charged towards the wolf like a cannonball. See, the wolf couldn't help but shook his head, it's really underestimated. However, if you think about it carefully, except for the strong in that forest. Nobody seems to be worth remembering my name either. Never mind, the wolf put his hands on the hilt of his sword. Accompanied by the sound of bone cracking, the wolf's eyes gradually became cold. While exhaling hot air, leaving an afterimage in place like a gray streamer. In an instant, evil winds are everywhere. The surrounding air surged at the moment the wolf shot. Accompanied by bursts of sonic booms, the invisible air split Blackbeard's face like a substance. Next moment, the figure of a wolf flickers in midair like a ghost. The gusts of wind imprisoned Blackbeard in midair. Like a cutting machine, smash Blackbeard to bits. Instantly, blood splatters, howling, it's just the aftermath spreading around. The terrifying sword intent contained in it, it also made all the powerhouses retreat back again and again. That Blackbeard guy can't die just yet, if that guy dies. Who will help us get the devil fruit out of our bodies? Marshal Kong, let's go, boss, I don't want to become a landlubber. Yasop, find a good opportunity. For a while, countless from the pure gymnasium strongman. The top powerhouses who transformed into demon fruit power couldn't sit still. It doesn't matter to them whether Blackbeard is dead or not. After all, that guy is courting death, but Blackbeard dies. Dark fruit is bound to disappear again, before looking for the next dark fruit ability user. They can only be a landlubber, plus once adapted to the power of devil fruit. Want to change back again, the difficulty is at least 10 times higher. Garp, Kong, Zephyr, all red hair pirates, look at each other. Although there is no verbal communication, but the timing of the shot is almost the same. Advertisement just when several people shot, together with the top powerhouses including 5 elders. They also launched a surprise attack on Tom, seems to be having trouble seeing Tom. Sekiro suddenly kicked Blackbeard towards the crowd. Then it turned into a streamer again and stood in front of everyone. Before shooting my best friend, did you ask me for my opinion? Everyone subconsciously stopped, staring at the wolf with vigilance. Let's work together to get rid of that annoying guy first. As for that amazing cat, wait until we get rid of that guy first, and then we can use our own skills. Before the 5 elders finished speaking, the wolf who has been despised all the time can't help but feel a little upset. Immediately afterwards, in a series of piercing bone-cracking sounds, the figure of the wolf flickered again, compared to when dealing with Blackbeard. The wolf's speed at this time is even several times faster. It seems that they intend to cut everyone to the ground in one move. In an instant, Stormy, a strong sense of crisis swept over again. Even stronger than when they first fought against Zhejiang. That guy seems to be getting serious. Stop talking nonsense, that guy is rushing over. Overreach, Golden Lion, trap him, at the command of the 5 elders. Golden Lion snorted coldly, he gave 5 elders a very dissatisfied look. Although Toshida wanted to listen to Lao Xing's orders. But now in this situation, it's annoying, words fall. Golden Lion hesitated for a few seconds, then quickly took a murderous drug. While feeling the power surge, countless giant lion heads made of condensed sand let out a deafening roar. Next moment, the sharp blades around the sides of the Golden Lion's body. 2 cold lights streaked across the air. There were bursts of ear-piercing sword cries that seemed to split the air. The lions roar, the swords chant, the sound surrounds. Like a woven giant net, it will only be trapped in place. However, before the Golden Lion can make a move. As if under the influence of drugs, Golden Lion frowned. Violence flashed in the cold eyes, immediately afterwards. The arms of the Golden Lion bulged like a restarted version of a heavy machine. The ferocious blue veins are clearly visible. Next moment, a ferocious and murderous aura erupted from Golden Lion's body. Like a mad lion, as if to tear the only strong into pieces. Flashing through the air, the howling wind splits the air. Let out a series of piercing explosions. The figure of the Golden Lion is as fast as lightning. In just a moment, he crossed a distance of hundreds of meters to kill a wolf. Slow, too slow. The wolf shook his head slightly. Scarlet red gradually appeared in the decadent eyes. Next, the whole body of the wolf's blood, as if against the current. A bloodthirsty, terrifying breath erupted like a demon god. Clang, clang, clang. The roar of lions, the sound of metal clashing, the sound of cracking bones. Rising and falling like a wave, all the time, it is pulling the tight nerves of the top powerhouses present. 2 figures, one red and one gray, like lightning, it collides fiercely from the ground all the way to midair. The resulting aftermath spread like ripples to the surroundings. The ferocious fangs of the sea, hundreds of high waves are coming. Looking at the figures fighting fiercely in the sky. The top powerhouses below have never been idle, instantly. The sound of cannons, the sound of swords, pull this battle to a white-hot stage. However, in the next moment, Golden Lion exposed a fatal flaw. Facing the opportunity that comes to your door, the wolf's eyes could not help flashing a touch of violence. Call the wolf took a deep breath and let it out. Just a small movement, the whole world seems to have been frightened. Suddenly, the wind is blowing, hong. The whole world turned dark in an instant. Next second, Sekiro caught Golden Lion's opening in a flash. A cold light flashed, beads of hot blood drifted away with the wind. The wolf who shot down the Golden Lion was not in a hurry to make up the knife. Instead, focus on St. Figaland, because that guy is way too far ahead. Next moment, the figure of a wolf riots, just for a moment. Then he flashed behind St. Figaland. Next, it sounded like a devil's raving suddenly. No one told you, don't get too close to the enemy? Clang between lightning and flint, St. Figaland reacted quickly. The tightly grasped sword was released, brutally buy yourself a second of time. And because of this second, the Redhead seized the opportunity and soared into the sky. Advertisement: a howling blast splits the air, make a series of explosions. However, just when the red hair was about to hurt a wolf. But it turned out that what was in front of me was just an afterimage. Without waiting for any reaction from the Redhead, St. Figaland suddenly shouted angrily, "Get out of here." The ever-changing situation, the red hair had to give up the next offensive. Even though the speed of the red hair is already very fast. But still can't catch up with the wolf's shadow, boom. With a single blow from Sekiro, St. Figaland is blasted to the ground. The whole island suddenly shook, immediately afterwards. In a loud bang, the rock under the body of St. Figaland. Like being struck by a battering ram, suddenly, it torn apart from the ground and flew out. At the same time, the wolf figure once again whipped up fierce air. Straight into the sky like a thunderbolt, 100 feet high in the sky. The figure of the wolf disappeared instantly like lightning. While leaving behind an afterimage, dived down from the sky. Just when the wolf carries the evil wind, as it flashes across the sky at a height of hundreds of feet. Whether it is 5 elders or those top powerhouses present. Instant look change. Especially Kaido. A strong crisis is frantically warning in his body. He can clearly feel the wolf is locking him with a fierce look at this moment. Although the brain responds in advance, but his body. But it obviously couldn't keep up with the speed of the wolf swooping in. The moment Kaido clenched his fists and was ready to attack, the figure of a wolf suddenly appeared in front of him like a ghost. Next moment, Kaido didn't even get a chance to speak. I just feel like my abdomen is being hit by a suspension train at a speed of 600 kilometers per hour. Let him lose control of his body for a short time. Immediately afterwards, Kaido spins in midair like a kite on a broken string. The usually invisible air, like a sharp knife at this moment, cut several bloody gashes on Kaido's back. The fierce wind rushed into Kaido's open mouth. The overwhelming sense of suffocation kept him from making any sound. The next moment, in a series of crackling sounds, Kaido didn't even realize what happened. The huge body smashed into 3 boulders one after another. Finally inlaid on the stone wall, left a huge dent. Everyone sees it, I can't help but be surprised. That is at this time, the golden lion who was blown away by the wolf stood up angrily. It seems that seeing the golden lion has the strongest killing intent. Next second, a wolf stomps on the ground, the majestic force instantly trampled the earth into a huge depression. And the figure of a wolf, also fleeting in midair. Lightning flint room, golden lion trembled, the hairs stand up. A strong sense of crisis attacked every nerve of him. Li how? I haven't arrived yet, howling winds cut the air like knives. Bombarded directly on the hideous face of the golden lion. In the nick of time, the body of golden lion erupted with a violent breath like the anger of a wild beast. Immediately afterwards, the red conqueror's hockey full of terrifying coercion wrapped around the blade like a substance along his arms. Clang, 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 sparks are flying everywhere, and the wind is constantly blowing. Violence, ferocity and horror intertwined, form a huge tornado in midair. Boom, a wolf rushing out of a tornado, become streamers again. Blast the golden lion away with just one hit, however, the next moment. Before the wolf can catch its breath, the eager Kong quickly sees the opportunity to soar into the sky. Next second, Fistwind howls, watching Kong rushing towards him. The figure of the wolf disappeared in place again. Only a shadow remains. When it reappears, the wolf is already in front of Kong. Slash out with one blow, although Kong's reaction was already very fast. But in front of a wolf, but it's like pressing the slowdown button. A panoramic view of every move, the wolf that quickly cut Kong flying. I can't help but feel a faint sense of crisis, without a moment's hesitation. The wolf turned around brazenly, the sword in his hand is thrown out like a long whip. Cut off the sneak attacking red hair directly, looking at the strong men who are still rushing up from below. The wolf snorted coldly, the moment the sword is put into the scabbard, one arm is raised. Cold voice. Since your excellency likes to fight the few with the many, then I'll play with you. Here comes the pot, chapter 100. The sky did not give birth to me, big wolf, the eternal pot is like a long night, the pot is here. Since your excellency likes to fight the few with the many, then I'll play with you, here comes the pot. Accompanied by the voice of a wolf, pedal air, the strong men rushing forward with haste. Can't help but stop, staring vigilantly at the wolf standing high above the sky. What is that guy trying to do? I don't know. But still be careful and subtle, however, long. Seeing that the wolf still kept that strange posture motionless. The patience of all the strong people present was quickly exhausted. Bluff. Whitebeard snorted coldly, Kong Yunch in his hand trembled suddenly. Send out bursts of terrifying coercion, without the slightest hesitation. Whitebeard caught the moment, like a white lightning from the sky. But when Whitebeard was less than 100 meters away from the wolf, the sky suddenly darkened, and Whitebeard slowed down. Looking at the giant pan that swoops down from the clouds. Everyone present couldn't help but show a puzzled expression. What is that? Like a frying pan, are you kidding me? That big a saucepan? Is that guy going to smash us all to death? Ghost knows. But, where did such a large pot come from? Are you an idiot? Didn't you see that the pot fell from the sky? Saint Figaland, if you don't know how to talk, then I'll tear your mouth off. Okay, now is the time to talk about this. Let's think about what to do next. Hearing the noise from below, Whitebeard snorted disdainfully. Staring fixedly at the giant frying pan falling rapidly from the sky. Cold voice. Isn't it just a broken pot? Watch Laozi smash it to pieces with one punch. With the sound of the voice, Whitebeard's arms bulged like cranes. The thick and fine veins, climbing up his arms like a python. Next moment, a chilling and terrifying aura rushes towards your face like a torrent. Click, 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 accompanied by bursts of heart-pounding crackling sounds. The surrounding space instantly shattered like a mirror. Immediately afterwards, 700 the majestic momentum carried a terrifying shockwave straight into the sky. Without any doubt, if this blow falls on the cauldron, it must be blasted into a ball of scrap metal. It is even possible to smash it directly into powder. However, under the premise of all these, it's the wolf standing above the clouds who doesn't stop it. Just when they think so, the wolf suddenly moved. Only, the wolf didn't seem to be aiming for the blow that Whitebeard threw, but towards the ground, kill the Blackbeard who was hunting Tom. Everyone sees it, and no longer pay attention to that giant cauldron. Instead, follow the wolf, with Whitebeard after all. They are very reassuring, however, haven't waited for them to act. I only heard a violent crash coming from above the clouds. Next second, everyone hears the reputation, looking at the unscathed giant frying pan in the sky. A group of strong men including 5 elders couldn't help showing a look of doubt. What is that Whitebeard guy doing? Is it because you are too old to handle a pot? What a waste, Dad, what's wrong with you, N? Listening to the voices of doubt and ridicule coming from below. Whitebeard was furious, in an instant, sudden change. The surrounding air is gradually compressed into a dazzling circle of light. At the moment of reaching the critical point, Whitebeard let out a roar. The cluster of clouds with flashing halos in the hand slices through the air. Make a series of earth-shattering explosions. See this situation. The bald 5 elders of Zambalon v Nasoro Santo, who is known as the god of finance. Can't help but frown. There was a trace of surprise in the dignified tone. I seem to feel a very weird feeling. Advertisement? An illusion? Not just him, all the great swordsmen present. At this moment, everyone showed a suspicious expression. And those great swordsmen who fought on the Marineford battlefield. At this time, everyone's face was full of horror. The figure of a bald monster appeared in his mind. And the rusty axe at his waist, and the weapon he, a GFD, is carrying called a chainsaw. As the giant frying pan on the cloud gets closer, that palpitating feeling is getting stronger and stronger. Even if you are not a strong swordsman, felt weird from that giant pan too. However, without waiting for them to perceive carefully, just heard a loud explosion from the clouds, clang. Metal and iron clashing together makes a dull crashing sound. Resounding throughout the island, in an instant. Sparks fly and the wind keeps blowing. The air beneath Whitebeard's feet is crackled like substance. Under the savage and violent impact, the next section sags and collapses downward. Laozi is Whitebeard. How could it be possible to lose to a broken pot? Shout out. Whitebeard's arms puffed up again, the blood oozing from the ferocious veins. As if to announce Whitebeard's defeat in advance. Click, 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 as the space around Whitebeard crumbles. The impact brought by the giant pan is becoming more and more terrifying. Click, accompanied by a series of cracking sounds. Whitebeard's nose and mouth are now stained with blood. Next second, under the brutal and terrible impact, Whitebeard loses strength instantly. It hits the ground as straight as a cannonball. See this situation, Marco tore his throat and swooped down. As for the 5 elders and other powerhouses, it disperses quickly. But that giant saucepan is just a handle, it's as big as half an island. In addition, the speed of the fall is too fast, they don't have enough time to escape the area. Damn it, is that guy really planning to kill us all? If it is like this, then he can't run, idiot, have you forgotten the physique of those monsters? Don't worry about it, let's unite and resist. Laozi doesn't want to be smashed to death with a pot. When everyone is arguing, Sengoku suddenly seemed to have discovered something. Suddenly exclaimed. That pot seems to be getting smaller. With the sound of the voice, everyone immediately heard the reputation. After seeing that giant frying pan is indeed shrinking, a group of experts including 5 elders couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. After all, they are also the top powerhouses fighting alone. If you were really killed by a pot, that would be truly unbearable. But just when everyone breathed a sigh of relief, Hawkeye frowned but said in a deep voice, careful. That giant saucepan, like the chainsaw the bald monster is carrying. It's probably a magic weapon. When Yan, everyone was not happy. On the contrary, he was full of horror. The figure of fighting the bald monster back then is even more vivid in my memory. Is it a magic weapon capable of destroying the world? What kind of connection does that guy have with that bald monster? It should be enough, you guys, are these things being discussed now? While everyone was discussing, the wolf who tortured the Blackbeard pirates to the brink of death turned into a streamer and soared into the sky. It disappeared from everyone's sight in just a moment. When a wolf appears again, already on the cloud. And that huge frying pan seemed to feel the breath of a wolf. Rapidly shrinking at a speed visible to the naked eye. Until it becomes normal-sized hands, just hold it tightly in your hand. Next second, the terrifying sword intent that darkens the entire sky is like a torrent. Roll up countless red-black lightning and sweep across the entire island. Just for a moment, all the mighty ones floating in the air. It seems that they are unable to resist this terrifying sword intent. They were blasted to the ground. Numerous circular giant pits of different sizes were smashed on the surface. While knocking down all the strong ones, the terrifying sword intent emitted is also put away under the control of Sekiro. Looking at the people below, the wolf said with a blank face. Since you like the many against the few, advertisement. Then let's go together, it's just for you to see the treasure of Qingqing grassland. With the words of a wolf falling, 5 elders couldn't help but look down. Green grassland? What kind of strange place is that? A treasure? No wonder it has such great power. What to do? The situation seems to be very unfavorable to us now. Ghost knows. It's really not possible, then we have to use all our cards. 5 elders looked at each other, immediately contact the world government members stationed on nearby islands. Let them free the bodies of strong men like Roger and Rox. And let those warships squatting in the waters near Beechburg Island. Indiscriminate bombardment after 15 minutes, after issuing these commands. 5 elders gritted their teeth, take out the poison slowly. However, just when they were about to put the poison in their mouths, Whitebeard and Hawkeye took the poison at the same time. And Golden Lion took the second poison at the same time. Instantly, 3 majestic coercion and sword intent soared into the sky. The whole sky, it seems that under the influence of these 3 terrifying pressures, split in 3 road gap. Next second, don't wait for everyone to react. The scarlet eyes of the Golden Lion, a fierce and violent look flashed across. While feeling the changes in the body, Golden Lion shook with one arm. The ground with a radius of hundreds of miles seems to be summoned. Generate violent vibrations, accompanied by bursts of earth-shattering lion roars. Countless giant lion heads made of condensed sand soared into the sky. Deadwood and Sakura 10 hovering beside the Golden Lion even split the air, let out bursts of frightening sword noises. At the same time, the black knife in Hawkeye's hand, Knight. It also produced violent vibrations under the sword intent of Hawkeye Ultimate. With a wave, the surrounding air is like flowing water. Torn apart under this terrifying sword intent, click, click, click. The heart-pounding crackling sound resounded. At this time, Whitebeard's eyes are scarlet. The already strong body grew rapidly under the stimulation of the fierce medicine. The ferocious blue veins burst out like a python. The surrounding space seems to be unable to accommodate the existence of Whitebeard. It began to crumble and shatter. What a powerful force. Whitebeard exhaled hot, bloody breath, a chilling killing intent flashed in the scarlet eyes. Seeing this, the 5 elders quickly put the poison back into the bottle. And notify the strong around to evacuate quickly. At this moment, before everyone can react, the Golden Lion who was on the verge of losing his mind shouted angrily. Countless ferocious lions soared into the sky in an instant. And Sakura 10 and Deadwood surrounded him, also under the control of Golden Lion, go straight to the wolf and rush to kill. See, Hawkeye clutched the hilt of his sword with both hands. The ground beneath my feet cracked, an arc-shaped sword ore that seemed to break open the sky. The airflow around it soars into the sky, aimed directly at the wolf above the clouds. Almost at the same time, Whitebeard yelled. The ground under your feet collapsed in an instant. Next second, the terrifying circle of light that stirs the space grows rapidly. Until the moment when the entire space is on the verge of collapse. Burst out in a roar from Whitebeard, looking at the terrifying attack coming from below. The wolf sneered. The strength is not weak, pity. Your Excellency's opponent is me, in a series of cracking sounds. The frying pan in Sekiro's hand came out as if he had been summoned. And flowed behind a wolf. Next, a slight arc was drawn at the corner of the wolf's mouth. And after getting up, the pan instantly split into 10 pieces. And while flying high in the air, keep splitting. Until it forms a sword formation made up of tens of thousands of pans. At this time, the powerhouses below heard a low growl. God never gave birth to me, big wolf, eternal cauldron is like a long night. Here comes the pot. Chapter 101 Creation. Jerry, Mr. Bai, join us. A pot comes, carry out the ancient times and resound through the sky. Make the whole world glow red in an instant, terrifying power. It is centered on the sword array composed of thousands of pans. Ripples, spread to the whole world, looking at the bloody sky. People all over the world fell into panic in an instant. How so? This is East Blue. Why even the sky here has turned blood-colored. Is that guy planning to destroy this world? Hey, don't say such despondent words. The World Government Coalition forces will definitely protect us. Idiot, haven't you seen what the World Government Coalition forces look like? Even the 4 Emperors Kaido, who claims to be the most biological in the world. And the 4 Emperors Bigmom who bear the moniker of born monsters. These 2 monsters teamed up or defeated. It's almost time for you to stop. With this time, it's better to think about how to escape. Escape? Where are you going? Didn't you see this terrible power spread to West Blue? As the debate intensifies, people all over the world. They were all in a state of great fear, at the same time. On an island in the New World, looking at the bloody sky. Luffy training, cannot help but stop the movement of the hands. While admiring the beauty, don't forget to talk to Rayleigh. However, when he came to the island where Rayleigh was, only to find that Shaki is alone, looking at Shaki's worried expression. Luffy couldn't help asking, where's Uncle Rayleigh? It seems to be too involved, or overly worried about Rayleigh's safety. Shaki couldn't help screaming in fright at Luffy's question. See Shaki so excited, Luffy hastily waved his hand in apology. Sorry, I did not do it on purpose, when I saw that it was Luffy. Shaki took a long breath, hastily see photography phone bug off. And asked, Imp, you don't cultivate well, why are you here? Facing Shaki's inquiry, Luffy pointed to the sky. But the eyes have been stuck on the camera phone bug. Looking at the bloody sky, Shaki couldn't help frowning. At the same time, he murmured, is that a lie? How could it spread here? While Shaki was fascinated, Luffy sneaks the camera phone bug away. And find a place where there is no one and open it. As the camera phone bug played the battlefield screen. Looking at the scene in front of me, Luffy couldn't help being startled. When I look at this bloody sky again, I can't help but feel a strong sense of crisis in my heart. Just when Luffy was about to continue watching, Shaki heard the sound and came. Looking at Luffy squatting on the ground, and the camera phone bug already opened. Shaki couldn't help scolding. Smelly brat, go back to training. That's not something a brat like you can see, however, in the face of Shaki's reprimand. Luffy pointed at the figure in the picture with a face full of astonishment. A phonic channel with a slight vibrato. Isn't that Grandpa? And Uncle Rayleigh, Shanks is there, in a trance. Luffy seemed to think of something, pointing to the bloody sky. Asked sharply. Why are they there? What the hell happened to this sky? Tell me quickly. Faced with questioning, Shaki doesn't like Luffy at all. Pulling his ear with his backhand and taking him to the island of cultivation. Despite Luffy's desperate struggles, but Shaki paid no heed. To know, according to Luffy's character, even knowing that the battlefield is extremely dangerous. But he will rush over without hesitation. Advertisement. Unfortunately, now it is far from reaching the strength of that battlefield. Otherwise Rayleigh wouldn't have deliberately told Shaki. Never let Luffy know about these things, but now Luffy knows. Shaki had no choice but to imprison Luffy. After all, this is the kid Rayleigh entrusted to his care. Otherwise, Shaki probably left long ago, after dealing with the noisy guy Luffy. Shaki stared at the sky in a daze. Rayleigh, you must come back safely. At the same time, Sanctuary Marijoy, between flowers. Because of planetary devastation, leading to the direct destruction of the World Government Headquarters building. And the Void Throne has also been greatly affected. Siam can only be among the flowers, this usual resting place. Carry out the command and arrangement of the World Government. Grown-ups, because of the Beechburg War, the outside world. It's completely out of control. Need to use the power of Uranus? Facing inquiries from the depths of darkness, IM did not respond immediately. Instead, focus on the wolf above the clouds. A long time. Then IM slowly opened the mouth and said, have you got the blueprints for Pluton? In the face of inquiries, after the figure in the darkness hesitated for a few seconds. Just now he opened his mouth and responded, report your excellency. At the beginning of the establishment of the World Government Coalition, 5 elders from a guy named Frankie got the blueprints for Pluton. It is estimated that it is almost finished. Words fall. M did not respond, but after thinking about it. Then he said in a tone without any emotion, wait until Pluton is finished. Collect the power of 2 ancient weapons to destroy Bikini Bottom. Yes. Arrange right away. When the voice landed. Shadows hidden in the dark, disappeared in the darkness like a liquid. Waiting for the flowers to fall into silence again. IM dragging her long skirt, slowly walked towards the direction of the Void Throne. And the purpose of her trip, just to start Uranus. Combined with the power of Pluton, completely wipe Bikini Bottom from this world. At the same time, in the realm of mystery, the mysterious legend of the cat and mouse world has been recognized by the people in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 will be obtained. The mysterious legend of Goshong Ridge has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Qingqing Grassland has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. The character created, a wolf in the Qingqing Prairie, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Create the character, cat and mouse world. Tom, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and get +1 mysterious points. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the mysterious points that brush out the phantom to get tips. Al couldn't help being slightly stunned for a moment. This speed, not even on the Marineford battlefield. Exit the acquisition page to open the points store. Open black lens bracket current mysterious points 2,745,687. Close black lens bracket looking at the rapidly beating numbers behind the balance. Al was lost in thought. What the hell is that wolf doing? In doubt, Al meowed at the balance again. Open black lens bracket current mysterious points 2,895,461. Close black lens bracket. Just for a few seconds, directly increased more than 100,000 mysterious points. After a brief moment of contemplation, Al glanced at the battlefield through Tom's perspective. After a general understanding of the battle situation, Al didn't stay on the battlefield too much. Instead, exit the viewing angle directly. Then go straight to the system store, ready to buy props. After all, those people for him, dead is dead, absolutely nothing worth paying attention to. As long as the mysterious points are in place, even if the whole world is destroyed. That doesn't matter anymore. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for obtaining character material X3, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the material character of Qingqing Grassland, Lazy Sheep, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the material character of Go Shang Ling, Shang Da, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the material character of the cat and mouse world, Spike, close black lens bracket. Looking at the newly acquired 3 material characters. After hesitating for a moment, Al only left Lazy Yang Yang behind. While the remaining 2, advertisement Al threw it straight into the material converter. Although he really wanted to create Spike, after all, it was the existence that crushed Tom. Only, like this kind of character who is born with bug. Al already has 2 on hand. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting the character material Jerry Mouse, close black lens bracket. After converting Jerry, Al opened the creation page without hesitation. Open black lens bracket. Character material Jerry Mouse, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Modification in progress, close black lens bracket. Since the birth of Might J, Tom has been harassing Might J every day. Open black lens bracket. But in exchange for being beaten again and again, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Because of Might J's characteristics and Tom's nature, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. As a result, Tom doesn't have a long memory every time he is beaten by Might J, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But in a chase, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom accidentally discovered the cloning technology data hidden by Tonks, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Under the trend of curiosity, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom has a bold idea in his heart, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. That is to clone yourself and defeat Might J, close black lens bracket. After having an idea, Tom is working hard every day. Open black lens bracket. After several hours of hard research, Tom finally mastered the cloning technology, close black lens bracket. 0. Seeking flowers and a higher level of development has been carried out on this technology, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After everything is ready, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom decisively uses himself as an experimental sample for cloning research, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, while cloning is in progress, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Might J, who passed by, accidentally aroused Tom's instinctive desire, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. During the chase, Tom messed up the laboratory, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And Might J also fell into the chemical potion, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Then, the roaring explosion engulfed the entire space station like a fire dragon, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Under the fierce explosion, the clone that Tom originally said also changed, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. As the explosion ended, Tom looked at the newly born life and fell into deep thought, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tonks and Six Paths Tom are full of astonishment, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Might J made a decisive decision and directly announced that this little guy will be taken care of by him, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And name it Jerry, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. As Jerry grew up day by day, everyone also noticed something was wrong, close black lens bracket. Although from the appearance point of view, it is almost exactly the same as Might J, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But in terms of personality and that weird ability, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. All reminiscent of Tom, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. When Jerry grows up, the space station was a bit deserted, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. It's also hilarious because of Tom and Jerry, two rowdy guys, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. It's just that the weak Jerry is often bullied by Tom, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. This also makes Jerry often go to Might J to complain, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. To protect Jerry from being bullied, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Might J recognizes Jerry as his cousin, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And start to continuously improve your abilities, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After the completion of Might J 8 inner gates, close black lens bracket. 0. Open black lens bracket. It becomes Jerry's most powerful umbrella, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. With the protection of his big cousin, Jerry is getting more and more arrogant, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Except bullying and bullying Tom, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jerry's biggest dream is to go out and see the outside world, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jerry, who had an idea, stepped out of the gate of the space station after packing up everything, close black lens bracket. However, what comes oncoming is a strong sense of suffocation and weightlessness, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Seeing Jerry is in trouble, Tom rushed to the rescue, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But Tom didn't make any preparations, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The end result is the same as Jerry, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In addition to having to endure the discomfort caused by suffocation, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I still have the sense of weightlessness in outer space, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In a strong sense of suffocation, Tom and Jerry fell into a faint, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. When they wake up, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But I found myself lying on a dense grassland, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Without the protection of big cousin Might J, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jerry was chased and bullied by Tom again, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And it is precisely because they made a lot of noise, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Accidentally awakened the king of this grassland, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Facing a wolf, Tom and Jerry can't help but feel a little scared. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After all, this is the first time they have seen a living creature other than the space station. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Sekiro didn't make it difficult for Tom and Jerry when he saw this. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Just let the two of them keep their voices down. Don't disturb him to sleep. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Although Tom and Jerry agreed on the surface. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But they are used to making trouble since childhood. Close black lens bracket. It takes only a moment to forget the warning. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And Sekiro is getting a little impatient with these two rambunctious guys. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom and Jerry, who were warned again, suddenly became honest. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In order to prevent Tom and Jerry from making any further noise. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Sekiro ordered the two to stay where they are and not to move around. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But Tom just endured it for 10 minutes and couldn't take it anymore. Close black lens bracket. Finding a wolf theory aggressively. Open black lens bracket. And Sekiro also got impatient because of Tom's theory. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I see a wolf who doesn't make sense. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom immediately became angry. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, in the face of a strong man like a wolf, Tom was quickly defeated. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Seeing that Tom was being bullied, Jerry was furious. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But the result was still the same as Tom. Sekiro beat me up. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After being bullied by a wolf, a cat and a mouse teamed up on the spot. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Facing the teaming of Tom and Jerry, Sekiro is getting more and more difficult. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And after Tom and Jerry found out that a wolf can't hurt themselves. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The smiles on Tom and Jerry's faces became more and more presumptuous. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Facing the joint attack of Tom and Jerry, Sekiro gets more and more humiliated. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Until the defense is broken by a cat and a mouse. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. While Sekiro begged him for peace, he became best friends with Tom and Jerry. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Since the legend of friendship between Jerry and Tom has become a good story in Qingqing Grassland. Close black lens bracket. Analyzing material roles. Logical fit. Rapport fit. Material character fusion in progress. It has been detected that the host has two material roles, whether to use it. Material character. Doopy dog. Open black lens bracket. Modification in progress. Close black lens bracket. Chapter 102. The last trump card of the world government's coalition forces, a war that will do everything. Material character. Doopy dog. Open black lens bracket. Modification in progress. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Since Tom and Jerry went back to the space station from the green grassland. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tonks and Six Paths. Tom and others reprimanded Tom and Jerry mercilessly. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and put them in confinement. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom and Jerry in the confinement room still haven't given up their noisy habit. Close black lens bracket. On the contrary, there is no supervision, and the cat and the mouse become more unscrupulous. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. During the chase, Jerry accidentally found a wolf's hair. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. One mouse and one cat looked at each other, and a bold idea came to mind. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. They plan to use cloning technology to reproduce the wolf to play with them. Close black lens bracket. The cat and the mouse, who made up their minds, slipped into the laboratory immediately. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Prepare to use wolf hair for cloning. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, in order not to be discovered, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tom has a plan. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Plan to clone a Jerry and himself first. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. To prevent Tonks and others from discovering that they ran out of the confinement room. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, it's time to pluck the hair. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jerry accidentally pulled the hair off Tom's entire back. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. And this also caused Tom's dissatisfaction. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Squeeze all the cats out of Jerry. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. One cat and one mouse fought in the laboratory because of this. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. During the fight, Tom accidentally touched the switch of the machine. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In an instant, sparks soared to the sky. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The entire laboratory was instantly engulfed in a sea of flames. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After the explosion subsided, a strange creature was born. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Looking at the creature in front of them, Tonks and the others felt a headache. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket while putting Tom and Jerry in the brig. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket give the accidentally born creature to Tom and Jerry to raise. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and a cat and a mouse who are both parents and parents for the first time. How can they understand this? Close black lens bracket. However, for the sake of the children, Tom and Jerry can be said to be 857, dedicated, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket after raising for a year or two. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Tom and Jerry racked their brains to choose a name. Duppy, nicknamed Mr. Bye, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Duppy grew up in the hands of two rowdy guys, Tom and Jerry, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket I don't seem to be very interested in anything, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket put a straight face all day, just like a bad posture, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket although it is a bad show, Dupai is very enthusiastic, close black lens bracket. As long as there is a need, he will solve it in a very outrageous way, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and Tom, who witnessed this outrageous way, couldn't help but have a bold idea, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket let Doopy send himself and Jerry to the Ching grassland, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket anyway, they have found a way to go back, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket even if you go to Ching grassland again, you won't be missing for a year or two, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket having an idea, Tom and Jerry ask Doopy to help, close black lens bracket. But this kind of thing is completely impossible in Dupai's eyes, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket but because Tom and Jerry are so annoying, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket with the mentality of giving it a try, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Dupai casually drew a circle on the ground, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket seeing this, Tom and Jerry jumped in without hesitation, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket but just when Dupai was about to erase the circle on the ground, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Tom, who had already jumped down, suddenly poked his head out, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket can't help but say, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket grab Dupai's hand and bring him to the green grassland together, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Dupai, who came to Ching grassland for the first time, is curious about everything, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket it's just that the perennial facial paralysis makes him unable to express his emotions normally, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket so when Tom and Jerry patronize themselves to play, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Doopy always wanders around in a daze on the grassland alone, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket but his pervert-like ability, close black lens bracket, just one day caused the shock of the entire Ching grassland, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket people can't do it, don't blame the uneven road, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket all the powerhouses in Ching grassland use this sentence to describe Dupai, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket and the legend of Doopy spread in Ching grassland, close black lens bracket. Analyzing material roles. Logical fit, rapport fit. Material character fusion in progress. It is detected that host still has a material role, is it used? Just ignore the system prompts. Al immediately notified Jerry and Doopy to go to the battlefield of Bikini Bottom. After these are processed, Al subconsciously opened the prompt page for obtaining mysterious points. The mysterious legend of the cat and mouse world has been recognized by the people in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained, close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 will be obtained. The mysterious legend of Goshong Ridge has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained, close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Ching grassland has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. The character created, a wolf in the Ching prairie, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained, close black lens bracket. Create the character, cat and mouse world, Tom, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and get +1 mysterious points, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket current mysterious points 2,578,978, close black lens bracket. Seeing that there are more than 2 million mysterious points, Al didn't hesitate, entered the system store again to buy 3 material characters. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the material character of Ching grassland, Big Wolf, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the Goshong Ling material role, Bald Chang, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the material character of the cat and mouse world, Tai Fei, close black lens bracket. Looking at the 3 newly acquired characters, Al fell into deep thought for a while. Now he doesn't need to specify a character on hand. After thinking for a moment, Al very decisively left Lazy Yang Yang behind. And convert the 3 material characters you just got. Open black lens bracket congratulations to host for getting the world material X1, close black lens bracket. Looking at the newly acquired world material, Al suddenly became stupid. Can't help but lose my voice. Are you sure you're not kidding me? How does this new world create legends, etc.? Al frowned. It seemed as if I remembered something in a trance. Advertisement. If you use the technology of the cat and mouse world. It seems that only one fat blue man is needed to create a new legend? It's just that the blue fat man doesn't seem to be very easy to modify. Tisk. Forget it, let's try to modify the world legend first. Open black lens bracket modifying new world close black lens bracket, when Al was wondering what to do. New world, Sabodi Islands, since the news of the establishment of the World Government Coalition has spread. Known as the supernovae of the era of extreme evil. I have been squatting in the Sabodi archipelago to watch the war. From Tom to the present, the mouth of the supernova never close. While showing horror, eyes filled with despair and disbelief. As the blood-colored sky soaks the whole sky like ink splashes. These supernovas recovered from the shock, looking at the bloody sky above. Kid sullenly, the tone is extremely dignified. If this trend continues, the World Government Coalition forces will definitely be wiped out. At that time, the world will be plunged into endless darkness. Looking at the terrified kid, Kira, who was standing beside him, hummed lightly. He opened his mouth and responded, I understand the truth. But accept that the World Government Coalition forces can stop those monsters. Who else can we rely on? Facing Kira's questioning. Kid couldn't help falling into silence, if not for all that Marineford battlefield. Kid will definitely go to the battlefield without hesitation. But since watching the Battle of Marineford, Kid's mentality has completely changed. He doesn't feel like he is now, will be the opponent of those monsters. He didn't even have the qualifications to join that battlefield. Bej and others standing at a distance saw this, they also fell into silence. Although they are called the most vicious generation. But before those monsters, the so-called supernova is like a joke. At the same time, New World, on an unknown island. Whitebeard too saw Whitebeard's terrible blow, when it was actually blocked by a giant frying pan. Can't help taking a breath of snot, then he asked with a trembling tone. Mother, shall we go over and lend a hand? Before Whitebeard too could finish his sentence, Miss Bajin said bluntly. This level of warfare, even if you go there, you will only die. But, talking, Miss Bajin couldn't help but frowned. After thinking for a while, he spoke again. Go to that battlefield first. In case of any serious accident, then retreat decisively. Otherwise wait for those guys to die, the whole world is in chaos. My plans and ambitions cannot be realized, at the same time. Marine G1 branch, for the time being, the base camp of the World Government's Coalition headquarters. Upon receiving orders from the 5 elders, the mole who stayed at the headquarters of the World Government's Coalition forces. Quickly deliver orders from the 5 elders to the islands around the battlefield. And after those soldiers got the news, immediately aim the muzzle at the wolf that is directly overhead. Only, they didn't shoot the first time, instead, wait for the 5 elders and others to evacuate from the danger zone. After the mole passed the order down, then came to a dark cell. Gecko Moria, the current situation on the battlefield is very unfavorable. It's time for those monsters to take action. There's a slight rush in the indifferent words. However, Gecko Moria couldn't stop laughing out loud after hearing this. Hee ha 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 ha, is it finally Laozi's shot? But that Vegapunk guy is a genius, it's actually possible to transform these dead bodies into such an appearance. In loud laughter, Gecko Moria left the dungeon accompanied by a mole. Followed by a bunch of walking corpses flesh like mechanical monsters. After leaving the dungeon, advertisement the mole handed Gecko Moria 2 vials of poison. And said very seriously, after arriving at the battlefield. Just eat these 2 bottles of medicine, it can guarantee your survival from that battlefield. Hear the words, Gecko Moria's eyes lit up immediately. Laughed. Hee ha ha, world government is really considerate. But such a valuable thing is given to Laozi, compared to the situation on the battlefield, it is very pessimistic. Looking at the hostile and wary eyes of Gecko Moria. The mole moved his lips, seems to want to say something. However, considering the current situation, in the end, he swallowed the words on his lips. At this moment, a member of CP Cypher Pol in front of him came over. In a cold tone, a little bit of a threat, it's really not optimistic. Otherwise we wouldn't let those nasty things stain the name of the world government. Let's go, Gecko Moria, I don't have time to talk to you guys like this right now. Waiting for Gecko Moria to respond, a few more masked Cypher Pol members. Come to Gecko Moria, bring it to the port like a prisoner. Immediately afterwards, with the sound of churning waves. Hundreds of mechanically built Sea Kings surfaced. See this situation, Gecko Moria couldn't help feeling an ominous feeling in her heart. Especially after seeing the bloody sky, that ominous feeling is getting stronger and stronger. Don't wait for Gecko Moria to do it first, members of CP Cypher Pol standing next to Gecko Moria. Immediately injected a tranquilizer behind Gecko Moria. Then forced Gecko Moria, and those hundreds of dead monsters boarded the body of the mechanical Sea Kings. And galloped towards the battlefield at an extremely fast speed. After escorting Gecko Moria away, the mole looks at the bloody sky. I feel more and more uneasy. At this time, Hua Xiaoshan suddenly came to his side. With a slightly excited tone, he said, good news. The ancient weapon Pluton has been built. and Pluton by the hand of Vegapunk. The power is far stronger than what is recorded in the book. Wen Yan, Mole couldn't help showing a look of doubt. Construction of the ancient weapon Pluton, he knows. But how long is this? The legendary ancient weapon Pluton is completed, 2.6. And it's even more powerful than what's recorded in the legend. To be honest, if you don't see it with your own eyes. Mole is somewhat reluctant to believe it. After all, there are too many fake news from the world government. Seems like the mole doesn't believe it. Hua Xiaoshan coughed lightly. The tone gradually became serious. This is the latest news from the world government. And the ancient weapon Pluton, now on the way to the battlefield. Words fall. Hua Xiaoshan's attitude has also become extraordinarily firm. To know, the action of the world government is terrifying. Coupled with the existence of Vegapunk, 3 days to create the legendary ancient weapon Pluton. It's not impossible either. See, Hua Xiaoshan said so. The suspicion in Mole's heart gradually dissipated a lot. At the same time, on the battlefield of Bikini Bottom, thousands of pans seem to have sensed something make a violent vibration. Looking at the thunderclouds that continue to condense in the sky. The wolf frowned slightly, a look of surprise flashed in his eyes. Unbelievable, has the technological level of the outside world developed to this level? Unfortunately, it must be with those old friends. This level of technology is still a little bit better. While sighing, Whitebeard, Golden Lion. The attack of the 3 Hawkeyes came in response. Chapter 104. Ancient weapon Uranus, Pluton is alive, the target is a wolf. The lion's roar that runs through the sky is like a roar between heaven and earth. The ferocious lion formed by countless sediments. It even tore the space apart into hideous gaps. Next moment, the thunder light is gone in an instant, make the atmosphere of the whole battlefield become more dignified and depressing. Ding, the sound of sword chant suddenly sounded. The Sakuragi and Kuju pierced the air, exuding red flames. Let out a series of shocking sword cries. See this situation. The wolf chuckled lightly, directly ignore the golden lion's attack. He casually took a pan from the sword formation formed by pans. Next second, the figure of a wolf approached in an instant. Just breath, appeared in front of the golden lion. In the face of a wolf attack, the golden lion, which is at high speed, has no time to dodge. Next moment, the frying pan is under the terrible force of the wolf. Slap on golden lion's chest, the vibrating air swayed like ripples. This moment, golden lion seems to be hit by a high-speed train. Blast straight out, however, without waiting for the wolf to make the next move. Whitebeard's towering body, like a white lightning bolt. While tearing apart the air, make a series of explosions. Looking at being with a wolf, Whitebeard fighting fiercely in midair. Gradually recovering a bit of sanity, the golden lion. Eyes suddenly changed. Seems to be surprised, own attack. How could it be cracked by a wolf so easily, while surprised? Golden lion endured the severe pain brought by his internal organs. Get out of shape quickly. The dead wood and Sakura 10 in the hands are illuminated by the thunder. Glittering with piercing coldness. Clang, clang, clang. Sparks fly. The wind blows everywhere. The roaring thunder roared untimely. It seems to be announcing Whitebeard's defeat in advance. 06 Golden Lion sees it, scarlet eyes, the scarlet flame burst out again. Next second, Golden Lion in rapid fall, respond quickly. Next moment, the terrible coercion of violence like a beast. Into streamers of light, wrapped around the sharp double swords along the arms. Seeing Whitebeard, the confidence in my heart is also fuller. With confidence, Whitebeard clenched his fists tightly. The burly figure of a Tyrannosaurus disappeared like lightning. While leaving a roaring sonic boom in midair, another fierce fight with the wolf. Clang, 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 click, 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 the muffled sound of gold and iron colliding. And the crisp sound of cracked bones, intertwined with each other. And the wolf moving at super high speed, at this moment, like a ghost lurking in the night. From all sides toward Whitebeard, 360-degree attack without dead ends. In the face of wolf attack and fierce attack, Whitebeard can only choose passive defense. Even under the perception of Kanban Haki, can roughly capture the figure of a wolf. Wolves are so fast, even if you perceive it, you can't react one step ahead. Damn it, Whitebeard clenched his front teeth, a silent roar in my heart. He is very clear in his heart, if you allow the wolf to attack like this without reacting. I guess it won't take long, his body will not be able to withstand such a violent attack. And it was torn into countless pieces like swords and swords. But he was helpless, because the speed of the wolf is too fast. It's so fast that I can't even react, however, while Whitebeard was still struggling. Hawkeye is rushing up from below, grab a chance. The black knife in the hand knight, with gusts of howling wind. He slashed at the wolf without mercy, advertisement. While waiting for Whitebeard to be lucky to be rescued at last. In a flash, the wolf strikes again, and the speed of the shot is constantly accelerating. Ferocious and swift attacks make Whitebeard unable to resist at all. Damn it, damn it, damn it, Whitebeard is like a runaway lion at the moment. But in the face of a top powerhouse like a wolf who focuses on speed. Even if Whitebeard is confident enough to blow a wolf away with one blow. It can only become fish on the chopping board, let the wolf kill you. Just after Hawkeye knocked a wolf into the air again. Whitebeard dared not stop for a moment, adjust quickly. Seems to want to escape this dangerous area after adjusting your own state. Attack the wolf again, the moment Whitebeard evacuates. The golden lion with Sakura Wood and Kuju charged forward like a stream of light. Without a moment's hesitation, the moment the wolf stabilized its figure. Turn into a streamer and rush to the front of the golden lion. Go to hell. Golden lion burst into rage. Sakura 10 and Deadwood come out. The moment the two swords were released, Golden Lion clenched his fists. Controlling the surrounding air, transform into countless giant lion heads. In bursts of terrifying howls, countless male lions opened their bloody mouths and bit the wolf. Although your excellency is strong, but before me. It's a little bit worse, the wolf turned around brazenly. Single arm shake, throw like a whip, while flying Sakura 10 in the dead wood. Quickly adjust your body shape, use the pan in your hand. Smash all the giant lion heads. Next moment, sensing a strong sense of crisis, the eyes of Golden Lion suddenly change. Quickly block the arm covered with armament hockey in front of the chest. However, Wolf's target, never the Golden Lion's chest. But behind, just as Golden Lion made a block, Sekiro dodges behind Golden Lion with a frying pan in hand. Click. The ear-piercing bone-cracking sound exploded in midair. Golden Lion grunted in pain, just when he was about to fight the wolf to the death. The attack of the wolf came again one after another. Click. The bone crack sounded again, this time the wolf's target is staring at. It's Golden Lion's left leg, this moment, even without speaking. Also know that Golden Lion's left leg has been broken. But Sekiro isn't going to let the Golden Lion go just like that. After all, from the beginning till now, it is the favorite dance of Golden Lion. Not holding back for a moment, a wolf holding a frying pan. Roll up the gusts of evil wind, slap straight on the Golden Lion's chest. Terrifying brute force is like a high-speed train. Straight through the body of the Golden Lion, the dreadful aftermath that remains. It even splits the air within hundreds of meters in a straight direction. After solving the Golden Lion, the wolf quickly adjusted its body shape. Go straight for Whitebeard behind you. At this time, the wolf is like a mad beast. Even though Hawkeye below tried his best to block the wolf's footsteps with a sword attack. But before that indestructible pan, everything is useless. Click. The ear-piercing bone-cracking sound rolled up bursts of sonic booms. The terrifying power condensed into a ferocious wolf in midair. With a crushing momentum, blast Whitebeard directly from a height of 100 meters to the ground. It caused a series of earth-shattering explosions. Seeing this, Hawkeye instantly regained his sanity. However, a wolf will not give Hawkeye a chance to regret it. After all, the thundercloud tearing the sky above. Already condensed and formed at this moment, fall anytime. Looking at the wolf rushing to kill, eagle-eyed pupils constrict. A strong sense of crisis rushed straight to my forehead like a tide. Next moment, don't wait for Hawkeye to make any resistance. The wolf figure appeared in front of Hawkeye like a ghost. In an instant, eyes facing each other, looking at the wolf's indifferent eyes without a trace of emotion. Advertisement. Hawkeye couldn't help but feel a chill down his spine. The fear that comes from the instinct of the body rushes straight to the head like a spring. Next second, in a series of piercing bone-cracking sounds. A wolf holding a frying pan, swing mercilessly on Hawkeye's chest. Pooh, a mouthful of blood spurted out, Hawkeye pierces the air like a cannonball. In a series of explosions, inlaid directly on the top of a mountain and passed out. Solve everyone quickly. The wolf's figure once again turned into a streamer and soared into the sky. At the same time, the huge gap above the clouds that covers half the island in diameter. Like a volcanic eruption, unreservedly pour out all the energy. In an instant, stormy, under this terrible blow, the space within a radius of 100 miles. Quickly warp and deform. Make a heart-pounding crackling sound. Almost at the same time, Sekiro stands in the center of the sword formation. With his body as the heart of the sword, Lu Ling's thousands of pans soared into the sky. Instantly the whistling gusts of evil wind come. It seems to tear the entire sky apart, and the blood-colored sky is receding like a tide at this moment. And the area centered on the wolf, continuously condensing a red halo. In just a blink of an eye, that piece of thunderpool was wrapped. Next second, the red aperture is like a stream of water seeping out strands of water droplets. And fell down at an even more terrifying speed. Tens of thousands of pans soaring into the sky touched the red water droplets at the same time. There was a piercing squeak, and under the washing of water droplets, gradually changed from iron color to scarlet blood color. Looking at the scene in front of me, the 5 elders and other strong men who are evacuating rapidly cannot help but slow down. It seems to be attracted by this weird scene. Certainly, more still looking forward to that terrifying energy impact. It can directly blast a wolf and that damn pan into a sieve. What the hell is that red drop? Blood? Or? I don't know, but I can get out of that red liquid. Feel an extremely powerful 730 energy fluctuation. Talk about that dreadful blow. Can you blast that monster in his frying pan? Ghost knows. That thing didn't kill 6 paths Tom, though. It probably won't have the slightest effect on this monster, right? Then why are we still standing here, waiting to die? As the sky gradually returns to its original color, people all over the world couldn't help but feel a burst of ecstasy. But their joy only lasted for a few seconds. It was washed away by the countless blood-colored water droplets on the battlefield. Looking at the drops that look like blood, the world can't help showing a look of horror. What is that? Blood. Idiot, how can there be blood in the sky? You're the idiot, haven't you heard the story of Sky Island? Isn't that a fake story that exists in rumors? What a fool. Sky Island is real, and there is also a sky route to Sky Island. Even if there is a Sky Island in the sky, then can you explain that it's blood? As the debate intensified, the whole world is in chaos. However, just in the next second, the noisy world suddenly fell into dead silence. People from all over the world, as if there is a heart-to-heart connection. Hold your breath almost at the same time, and fix your eyes on the picture with full concentration. On that figure rising into the sky, vaguely, the world seemed to hear a violent roar. I have a pot. It can break the eternity. How should you respond? At the same time as the words fell, far away at I am in Marijoy. The pupils can't help shrinking suddenly, that growl. It seemed to be ringing in her ears, make it tremble all over. Almost at the same time, Im's frosty voice suddenly sounded. Start it, Uranus. Roar. 17, Pluton. Chapter 104 Attack from three sides, the terrifying power of ancient weapon. I have a pot. It can break the eternity. How should you respond? This is a question from the depths of the soul, as if across time and space. Beyond the distance, I can't help trembling after hearing this. A strong sense of crisis rushed straight to my forehead like a spring. That rascal, Im's eyes are extremely cold. In an instant, as if the air in the entire space was frozen. You can't help but feel the chills down your spine. Without a moment's hesitation, immediately ordered to launch the ancient weapon. Anyway, kill him too. This interrogation across space and distance. It was as if she had touched the last line of defense in her heart. If even the ancient weapon can't kill those monsters, then you can only visit the battlefield in person. In a frosty tone, filled with endless killing intent and fear. It is enough to show Im's attitude towards this matter. After passing the command down, Im did not continue to miss the battle situation. Instead, he locked his eyes on the photo frame not far away. Shen Sheng said, Shadow, bring her here, if the ancient weapon can stop those monsters. You can only use her, obey my lord, after receiving the order. The figures in the darkness recede like the tide. When it reappears, already in the harbor of Marijoy. And the goal of his trip, it is a desert kingdom far across the ocean. Alabasta. At the same time, New World, Kingdom of Elegia. Watching the bloody sky gradually dissipate, Uda holding a phone bug. After a short thought, eyes gradually become firmer. Uda, who already knew all the truth, most of the hatred for redheads in my heart has dissipated. After learning that Red Hair and the members of the pirates were in a hard fight, Uda couldn't help but have a bold idea in his heart. That is to summon the Demon Lord, in addition to protecting Red Hair pirates. From the bottom of her heart, Uda doesn't want to disappoint those fans who love her so much. Got an idea? Uda has no hesitation. Run to the dilapidated palace immediately, after getting the sheet music. Uda, with the help of a fan, goes straight to the battlefield of Beechburg. Looking at Uda's back full of departures, a hunchbacked figure on the shore could not help but let out a long sigh. This world, is there any hope? At the same time? Pure White Island, Revolutionary Army Headquarters. As the blood color covering the sky gradually recedes, Sabo's frown deepened. Mr. Dorag, do we need to go to support? If the world government and those pirates can't stop the footsteps of those monsters, even if we liberate all kingdoms during this time, at that time, we will still start a new war with those monsters. I do not think so. In the end, Sabo's gaze gradually became firm. World government unites with many strong guys who cannot be defeated. With only one revolutionary army, what can I do to stop it? See Sabo no longer speak, Drago also fell silent. Although he is very clear in his heart, if the world government coalition forces are defeated in this crusade, what harm it will do to the world, OJ, advertisement. Years of confrontation with the world government. Drago's dislike of the world government has already been carved into his bones. How easy is it to let him change his inner thoughts in a short time? But, in the whole world and in one's own position. After a long time, Dorag said helplessly, call the cadres scattered all over the world to the battlefield W. We meet on the battlefield, this battle, only win, not lose. Because of US, I can't afford to lose. As Dorag's voice fell, Sabo hastily spread the news. While getting everything ready, along with Drago, set foot on the ship to the battlefield of Beechburg. Just as Sabo and Drago were on their way to the battlefield. Princes and nobles around the world, feeling terrified right now. But to be honest, these are just their blind worries. Rule the world? Feel sorry, Al wasn't really that interested. The reason why there is such a big commotion, mainly to earn mystery points. Thus creating a new world legend, to expand the scope of the mysterious domain. This is also with the continuous creation of new world legends. The regular changes that Al found out, as long as a new world legend is created every time. The scope of the mysterious domain will be doubled. Now Al has created 4 world legends, and a 5th is being created. And the 5 world legends, it is enough to make the scope of the mysterious domain comparable to the entire pirate world. At the same time, Al also found a hidden passage in the introduction to the mysterious realms. When the number of world legends created reaches 10. To unlock new features, although the system does not introduce too many new features. But with just a few words, Al can also guess in his heart. New features have an 80% probability it's connecting to another world. It's just not sure yet, Al is just taking it as a guess. With riots all over the world, kings from all over the world also began to fidget. After a short thought, kings of all kingdoms including the World Government Alliance send troops to the battlefield of Beechburg, trying to use numbers and lives. Destroy the monsters in Bikini Bottom, after the world government learned of this. But no action was taken, even if they know it well. Even if people all over the world take up arms to resist. That's just a waste of nothing, because, this war. It is simply beyond the interference of these ordinary troops. It is not even an exaggeration to say, the big pirate whose bounty does not exceed 500 million. Not even qualified to step into that battlefield. Even if the bounty exceeds 500 million, it is qualified to be cannon fodder. After all, even the Emperor of the New World, on that battlefield, there are only people who are tortured and killed. While the whole world is going crazy, on the battlefield of Bikini Bottom. The wolf roared angrily, countless pans soaked in drops of blood. Exuding bursts of palpitating coercion, while breaking through the clouds. Let out a roaring crackling sound, click, click, click. The space within 100 miles is under extreme distortion. Make an ear-piercing crackling sound, next second. Countless scarlet pans are like a rain of swords upstream. Constantly washing over that giant beam of light emitting blue light. Looking at the scene in front of me, together with the powerful 5 elders. The pace is getting faster and faster, advertisement. At this time, Marco, red-haired, suddenly broke away from the crowd. Go straight to the battlefield. See, the Whitebeard pirates are strong. Together with the staff of red-hair pirates unanimously, they stopped. There is a worry that cannot be hidden in the eyes. Marco, let me help you, George snorted, charged like lightning towards Whitebeard in the middle of the field. Beckman and others have no intention of following the past. But, at the request of other captains of the Whitebeard pirates, staff members of red-hair pirates, they all shot. Formed a defensive formation on the spot, then wait for the rescue of the redheads. Just when the redhead raised his eagle eyes, Marco put his paw on Whitebeard's shoulder too. Does this guy need to be saved? George pointed to the fainted golden lion. The redhead thinks for a moment, he hummed lightly and said. Take this fellow, after all, the strength of the World Government Coalition forces now. Before the redhead could finish speaking, just heard a loud noise. The sky above their heads and the ground beneath their feet cracked apart. See this situation, the redhead didn't hesitate and stopped for a moment. With eagle eyes behind his back, he disappeared like lightning. Marco and George looked at each other, don't dare to stay here any longer. Almost at the same time, it turned into 2 beams of light and rushed forward. However, just when they rushed out hundreds of meters away, the ground beneath my feet cracked instantly, the entire island is like a magnitude 9 earthquake. While violently shaking, split countless hideous cracks. George whispered badly, but without waiting for his reaction. The aftermath of countless terrible shocks, crashing against his body like ripples. Just for a moment, George felt his viscera vibrate. Even if the ability of Devil Fruit is used in time, it just relieved the pain a little bit, in contrast to Marco. Although it has the ability to quickly recover from injuries. But under this continuous impact, caused his flying speed to gradually slow down. Damn it. Marco let out a silent growl, clenched teeth like blue lightning. There's a sonic boom in the anxious eyes of, okay, everyone. The moment the 3 arrived safely, the executives of the red-hair pirates and the captains of the Whitebeard pirates quickly take a defensive stance and stand at the forefront. Just the aftermath was terrifying, if this falls. I'm afraid no one present can escape safely. Marco exhaled bloody hot air. Then hurriedly used the fruit ability to heal Whitebeard. The redhead nodded in deep agreement, then he said. Marco, we will withdraw after we stabilize their lives. I have a hunch, the next island is likely to be. Before the redhead could speak, 2 beams filled with destructive auras suddenly appeared in everyone's sight. Looking at the giant beam of red and purple, 5 elders couldn't help being surprised. How come? We haven't escaped yet, there seems to be something wrong with seeing the 5 elders. The powerhouses standing beside him couldn't help asking. 5 elders, what are those 2 beams? Such a horrible breath. Is the world government going to bury us all on this island? In the face of people's questions, 5 elders spit out 4 words with livid complexion. Ancient weapon. Chapter 105. The bait always makes a move, blocking the ancient weapon alone. Ancient weapon? When everyone heard these 4 characters. Can't help but tremble, rumors of ancient weapon. It is no secret in front of this group of top powerhouses. There are even quite a few powerhouses trying to master ancient weapon. As long as you master the ancient weapon, it's like mastering the whole world. And, as early as the establishment of the World Alliance Army, everyone heard about the ancient weapon Pluton from the 5 elders. But people only think that the world government is encouraging them. So it doesn't matter. But now, after everyone heard the ancient weapon, immediately couldn't hold back, pointing at 5 elders' nose, he yelled. Hey, explain things to me clearly? Is the world government crazy? We haven't withdrawn from the attack range, hey. Stop those damned bastards, damn 5 elders. You tell them to stop, facing the angry accusations and reprimands of the crowd. 5 elders, who was already mentally broken, immediately retorted. What are you to command us? Zambalong v Nasi Shorasheng glared at Jack. The saber in his hand sensed the anger of Zambalong v Nasoro Sheng. Let out a heart-pounding vibrato. See, Shepherd 10 Peter Street couldn't suppress the anger in his heart. Pointing to the 2 terrifying beams of light rushing rapidly. Angrily shouted. Open your eyes and see clearly. The ancient weapon has been launched, do you think it's possible to stop now? Please use your brains before you speak, seeing that the situation is becoming more and more out of control. Peacemaker Sengoku stepped up again, Shen Sheng said. Enough, it should be enough, you guys, didn't you see that the 5 elders and others are all in this place? Even if you take your anger out on the 5 elders. And what benefits can it bring us to 797, having time to let off steam? It's better to think about how to escape the attack range of ancient weapon. Monolith, just as Sengoku's voice fell to the ground. All the powerhouses present couldn't hold back anymore. Who doesn't know ancient weapon? Is it an existence that can destroy the entire island with one blow? Analyzing the current situation, except Kizaru with sparkling fruit. Maybe there is a chance to survive from the hands of ancient weapon. As for the others, escape the reach of the ancient weapon? That's easy to say, according to their current position. When they reach the edge of the beach at Bikini Bottom. The terrifying offensive of those 2 ancient weapons has long since fallen. Want to escape? Dreaming? Damn world government. This is what you have planned in advance, what a nice note. Facing Bullet's malicious rebuke, Shepherd 10 Peter Saint is completely overwhelmed. This matter has nothing to do with them, if anything. Long before Whitebeard et al., they secretly took their men and horses and left quietly. How could he kindly remind these damned pirates, and if it was their order, they can't be here either. But standing on distant islands, witness the monsters of Beechburg. And these idiots, killed by ancient weapon on the spot. Advertisement see Shepherd X Peter Street said so, all the powerhouses present were speechless for a moment. Never mind the 5 elders, Bullet squinted slightly. If you say in your heart that you don't panic, it's a lie. After all, it is the legendary ancient weapon, an existence capable of extinction. 5 elders, what do you say now? Facing Bullet's questioning. Shepherd 10 Peter Street snorted coldly, pointing to the 2 giant beams of light that are getting closer. The tone became more and more serious, however, without waiting for Shepherd 10 Peter Street to speak. Burndy World on the side took the lead in saying. How else? What else can I do besides waiting to die? Could it be that you feel that with your strength? Can you survive the power of the ancient weapon? So reprimanded by Burndy World, Bullet, who was already mentally broken. At this time, like a powder keg, fry at one point. If you don't want to die by my hands first, just shut your stinky mouth. Seeing the situation getting out of control, 5 elders can't be bothered to talk to these idiots. Without the slightest hesitation, directly use the fruit ability. In the shape of a half-orc, speeding straight to the coast like lightning. Instead of arguing with these idiots here, why don't you try to escape from Ascension with all your strength? Kizaru, bring Aokiji and lead the way for us first. For the command of the 5 elders, Kizaru dare not delay. Hold Aokiji in both hands and rush to the forefront. See the 5 elders have rushed out, Kong and the others looked at each other. Don't dare to delay any longer, hastily use the fruit ability. Try to escape before the power of the ancient weapon falls. And those pirates saw this, also stopped quarreling. Use all your strengths, go straight to the coast and gallop away. At the same time, the red hair and others in the central area of the island. After sensing 2 auras of annihilation, can't help but tremble. This terrible breath, another strong man from Bikini Bottom appeared? For the questions raised by Redheads, Marco and the others were taken aback for a moment. Then he frowned and said, I don't know, but now is not the time to think about that. If you don't leave here again, let's not talk about whether there are new strong people appearing. Papa's current situation is definitely not able to withstand those aftermath attacks. Just as Marco's voice fell, a portal suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Because of the speed, as a result, several people had no time to dodge. A stumbling, hit, AGBD, Doopy and Jerry who just poked their heads back. Jerry, who was knocked back to the space station by several people, rubbed his head. After meeting the Redheads, instantly dodged behind Dupai. After Tom and Tonks of 6 paths noticed the breath of several people. Instantly came in front of several people. Hey, are there any defeated generals? How? Are you planning to come here to die? When Redhead and the others saw Tom from 6 paths. A terrifying thought popped into my mind instantly. Didn't 6 paths Tom fall into a deep sleep? Why did it appear here? Could it be that the news released earlier is all fake? Beechburg and all the strong men of that forest actually didn't fall into a deep sleep, all in all. Advertisement, are they all trying to lure us into being fooled? But what is their purpose in doing this, for a while? Countless questions flooded into my mind like a tide. The red-haired people couldn't help but fall into endless thinking. And Tonks and 6 paths Tom saw this, after looking at each other. Put them straight in the cage, and going to hand it over to Al. Okay Jerry, we should go. Dupai patted the dust off his body. Put Jerry on your waist, once again through the portal to the battlefield of Beechburg. At the same time, Wolf above the clouds, after sensing the two forces full of destructive aura. The corner of the mouth can't help but outline a smile. Is this your last resort? It seems to be quite capable. Just when a wolf destroyed the thunder pond in the sky. And when holding the frying pan and placing the target on the two giant beams. Suddenly the wolf has always sensed something, the smile on the face is getting stronger and stronger. And Tom's face was full of joy at this time, disappeared in place with a whoosh like lightning. When it reappeared, it was already beside Jerry and Dupi. After meeting Jerry and Dupi, Tom showed his grievances with snot and tears. The wolf sees this, it also turned into a torrent and came to them. Long time no see, Jerry, it seems that you have gained a lot of weight. Oh, and Dupi, you don't seem to have changed from hundreds of years ago. Seeing a wolf so enthusiastic, Jerry is also very happy. And Dupi waved his hand blankly, although very perfunctory. But the wolf understands, Dupi is not very good at expressing his thoughts. After exchanging greetings for a while, the wolf showed a smirk. He came to Dupi's side and said, Boss Bait, I think you should also feel the attack of those two terrors. What is that? Isn't this Goshong Ridge talking? The wolf monster glanced embarrassedly at the land that seemed to have been bombed by an atomic bomb. Earlier, Might J and I didn't hold back, so I accidentally destroyed Goshong Ridge and turned it into this ghostly appearance. If only strong people can see this, ahem, I think you should know what the consequences will be. So, Wen Yan, Dupi nodded slightly, make an okay gesture. Then he opened his mouth and said, Are you going to let me destroy this place? No problem, it's my pleasure. Talk off, it is impossible for a wolf to react at all. Dupai took small steps and disappeared in the same place in an instant. When looking again, already appeared 100 miles away. The wolf blinked, I hurriedly planned to catch up and explain. This is an island where Gushongling and Bikini Castle are combined. If this is really ruined, those guys from Beechburg and Gushong Ridge can't wait to go crazy. However, no matter how hard a wolf tries, but Yi found that he was simply standing still. It's over, the space is distorted, it's all over now. Just when the wolf was feeling desperate, Dupi took small steps. In a 90-degree vertical posture, stepping into the air and galloping towards the air. As he ascended to a certain height, the roar of piercing the air suddenly sounded. Chapter 106 Mr. Bai. People are not good, don't blame the uneven road. As Dupai's figure slowly appeared in the eyes of the world. Regarding Dupi's identity, instantly caught the attention of people all over the world. Inside the newspaper headquarters, looking at the new guy. Morgans can't stay calm any longer, after all. The frequency of those monsters appearing is too high. And, the group of monsters investigated in advance. Not one came out at all, such as Wangmian, Qingshong, etc. Could it be that this is a huge trap? After reacting, Morgans couldn't help taking a breath. Lead the enemy into the trap first, break them one by one. It's not like he hasn't done this kind of thing before. And it's done a lot, only, there's one thing that makes Morgans rack his brains and can't figure it out. To know, on the field of Marineford, with the strength of that group of monsters, they're fully capable of killing all the strong ones. No need to take advantage of such dirty tricks. What are these monsters thinking? Could it be that he intends to plunge the whole world into despair a little bit? And then kill everyone? As these ideas gradually took shape in Morgan's mind. He was directly rejected by him. If you really want to bring despair to this world, can do this back in the Marineford field. No need to drag until now. What kind of conspiracy is there? Morgan stroked his chin. No matter how you think about it, it doesn't feel right. A long time, Morgans, after thinking in vain, directly announced his series of ideas to the world. Hope to gather the power of people from all over the world. Find the ultimate purpose of those monsters, as Morgan's conspiracy theory is revealed to the world. In an instant, it attracted widespread attention from all over the world. After all, Morgan's views have very reasonable logic. Even if you want to ignore it, can't do it either. After the world government heard the news, because of the absence of the 5 elders. So no special measures were taken, after IM heard the news. A strong doubt flashed in Sen Lang's eyes. Purpose? Could it be that those guys didn't come here to rule the world? When this idea first came to Im's mind, she was rejected immediately. After all, apart from this reason, she couldn't think of any other suitable reason to explain the weird behavior of those monsters in Bikini Bottom. Forget it, just kill them all, will suffice. Words fall, Im put his eyes on the screen again. Looking at the figure in the sky, Im's eyes became colder and colder. In her eyes, Dupi is a dying man, at the same time. As the conspiracy theory of Morgan spread rapidly in this world. Everyone is in a state of extreme panic. Aren't those guys out to rule the world? Idiot. What do you believe that fool Morgan says? But Morgan's point of view is not illogical, is it? And, it's not like you haven't seen it with your own eyes. The frequency of appearances of that group of monsters. Nothing less than the Marineford War, if those guys really want to bring despair to the world. Advertisement, or rule the world, it's been possible since the Marineford field. Enough. Stop this ridiculous and boring idea. Whatever the purpose of those monsters, what can we ordinary people do? As soon as this remark came out, the people who were discussing around were instantly speechless. As the guy stated, they're just a bunch of ordinary people. Even if those monsters want to rule the world, or destroy the world, what can they do, instead of arguing about some things here? Why don't you pin your hopes on the coalition forces of the world government? Can be soon, they discovered something very important. In front of the group of monsters, the coalition forces of the world government. Seem. Think of this, people all over the world can't help but gasp. Because they found, in this world, it seems that no one can stop the pace of those monsters. What should I do? I don't want to die yet. Damn, what do those monsters want? For a while, countless desperate voices suddenly sounded. Ensuing, there are also roaring and cursing voices. What a bunch of hopeless idiots you are. I really don't know what's going on in the minds of you idiots. Idiots, idiots, a bunch of hopeless bastards, didn't you see those two giant beams of light on the screen? Just kill that monster, that means the world government. There is still a way to kill those monsters, with the voices of anger resounding all over the world. For a while, the panic that hangs over the hearts of the world. Instantly replaced by hope, and the hope in their hearts. It's those two huge beams of light that make people shudder at just a glance. While the world is holding its breath, when you lock your eyes on Doopy. In the realm of mystery, the mysterious legend of the cat and mouse world has been recognized by the people in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained, close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 will be obtained. The mysterious legend of Goshong Ridge has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mystery score is only +1. The mysterious legend of Qingqing Grassland has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. The character created, Qingqing Grassland, Wolf, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, Cat and Mouse World, Doopy, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the mysterious points that brush out the phantom to get tips. The corner of Al's mouth can't help but outline a curve. If you can have this acquisition speed every day. Presumably soon I will be able to create 10 world legends. Think of this, Al immediately opened the system store. Open black lens bracket current mysterious points. 1,987,756, close black lens bracket. There is still more than 500,000 mysterious points left. At the current acquisition rate, create a new world legend. Or it is almost enough to create the legend of Lazy Goat. In the end, just when Al was about to open the creation page. Surprised to find that super special price items have been refreshed. World Material X3, 3 world materials can be obtained. 750,000 mysterious points required. Designated material character X5, 5 material characters can be designated. 150,000 mysterious points required. 0. Ask for flowers. Open black lens bracket ability extractor. You can select a material character and extract all the abilities of that character, close black lens bracket. 200,000 mysterious points required. Open black lens bracket super general merchandise will disappear in 3 days, close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Looking at the world material, Al's eyes lit up immediately. Buy all the products in the super special price props immediately. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting the world material X3, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting the designated material character X5, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for obtaining ability extractor X1, close black lens bracket. Plus the previously obtained world material, Al already has 4 world materials on hand at this time. And a lazy sheep material character and 5 specified material characters. It looks like the workload may be a little bit heavy. A wry smile appeared on the corner of Al's mouth. Although you say so, but Al is still happy in his heart. Without the slightest hesitation, Al is about to create the legend of Lazy Goat. After the legend of Lazy Goat is created, Al think about legends from other worlds. Material role. Lazy sheep. Open black lens bracket modification in progress. Close black lens bracket. 0. 0. When Al created the legend of Lazy Goat. Over the battlefield of Beechburg, accompanied by bursts of roaring sounds. Under the impact of those 2 giant beams of light, the space within a radius of 100 miles. Gradually twist and crack. The entire sky is torn apart with 2 hideous rifts. Next second, the howling wind whips up waves of scorching heat. Roaring like a galloping beast, the hair on Doopy's body exploded instantly. Without waiting for Doopy to make any moves, behind him a more violent gust of wind. Cannot help but doubt, with Doopy's thin body alone. Will it be under these 2 strong winds that oppose each other? Torn directly to pieces. It may even be turned into a sifted powder directly. 5 elders and others naturally sensed Doopy in the air. But now they are in a hurry to escape. I don't have any intention to talk to that white silly dog at all. Standing in front of the 2 opposing beams of light with the flesh. In their eyes, this behavior it is completely indistinguishable from courting death. To know, even a mighty wolf, facing this terrifying blow. They can only run away, but unbeknownst to the 5 elders and others. Although the wolf at this time is indeed anxious. But his anxious target was not because of those 2 terrifying blows. It's Doopy standing high above the sky, after all that guy. But a super freak who can distort space. Looking at the giant red beam of light that rushed forward first. Dupai unhurriedly took out a noose from behind him. And while waving the lasso, don't forget to bring yourself a cowboy hat. Looking at Durer's strange behavior, people all over the world can't help showing a look of doubt. Next second, just when the red beam of light is about to charge. Doopy is like a lasso, throw the lasso out, immediately afterwards. The lasso, which was originally only the size of a bowl, instantly became larger. And it hangs firmly on the red beam of light like a harness. After putting the red beam of light on, Doopy swung hard. Directly hit that straight red beam of light like a whip. Fly unscrupulously in the sky, however, this is far from the limit of bait. Chapter 108. The red hare mistakenly broke into the green grassland, creating the legend of the lazy sheep. While subduing the red beam of light like taming a wild horse. Dupai casually took out the same type of rope from behind. Follow suit, just for a moment, one red and one blue. Like two soaring dragons, fly freely under Doopy's control. Looking at the bizarre events in the picture, people all over the world suddenly drop their jaws. This is no longer something they can understand with their current thinking. If we talk about the characters that appeared earlier, it brought them an unprecedented shock, the picture that now appears before their eyes. It's simply not something that normal creatures can do. To tame the two invisible energies full of destruction. That rascal, is it really a creature? About this question. No one can give a correct answer, but it gives people unlimited reverie. And unprecedented shock and shock, it's unbelievable, how on earth did that guy do it? This can't be counted as a living thing anymore? What kind of ability is this? Doctor, someone here couldn't stand the shock and passed out. Facing such a monster, can the World Government Coalition really win? Does the world government have other means? If not, who else can stop those monsters? Hey, this kind of frustrating talk should be enough. That's right, I believe that the world government must have other ways. Idiot, stop dreaming. Facing that monster, how could the World Government Coalition forces have won? At the same time, New World, somewhere on an unknown island. Looking at the scene on the screen, Shaki couldn't help but tremble. The face is full of horror, incomprehensible and incomprehensible. At the same time, there are serious worries, multiple emotions are like a slide projector. Toggle back and forth under red-blue light, really? Get out of that ghost place, those guys, it's even more monster than monster. The roar is full of strong worry and despair, even though she knew Rayleigh couldn't possibly hear what she was saying. But now it's on fire, Shaki doesn't bother with these. But, after shouting a few words, after reacting, Shaki quickly ran towards the coast. It seems that they are planning to take a boat to the battlefield of Beechburg. At the same time, on the sea at a distance of 2 islands from Shaki. Miss Bajin saw the scene in the picture, hastened to stop Whitebeard 2 from rowing. And bring it back quickly, facing such a powerful presence. She doesn't want to die, Mom, why? Whitebeard 2 was a little puzzled. It took most of the day, it will take a while to arrive at the battlefield. The result is a sudden return to the same route, facing the inquiry of Whitebeard 2. Miss Bajin couldn't help showing a hint of impatience on his wrinkled face. Reprimanded. Where are there so many? Why, didn't you see the power of that monster? In the face of such an existence, if we dare step into that field, it must be a dead end, Whitebeard 2 after being reprimanded by Miss Bajin. Drooping slug, surprised face, Mom, am I going to die? Advertisement, although I don't want to answer such an idiot question. But Miss Bajin still answered, it's just that the tone is full of dissatisfaction and impatience. As long as you don't step into that field, you won't die. Of course I won't die either, seeing that Whitebeard 2 wants to continue talking. Miss Bajin immediately interrupted, enough, stop this nonsense. Hurry back and find a safe island, wait until this crisis is over before coming out to fulfill my ambition. Okay Mom. Just as Whitebeard 2 was about to return. The end of the horizon, slowly a ship appeared. Uda on the deck looked at the scene in front of him. Subconsciously clenched his fists in front of his chest. Praying in a worried tone, Shanks, you must be safe. I still want to. In the end, the tears from the corners of Uda's eyes could not help dripping down the ground. The female fan standing beside him saw this, hastily opened his mouth to persuade. Master Uda, please don't, I believe that the world government must have a way to prevent this disaster. Look, the pirates and the world government can form an alliance. Everything will have a miracle, comforted by female fans. Uda's mood gradually improved, just listen to her humming. Wiping the tears from the corners of my eyes. Then with a hopeful smile. Thank you, Eugensilia, I feel better now, a miracle will happen. At the same time, the red hair in outer space seems to have sensed something. The heart cannot help but bursts of faint pain, seeing Usopp. He hurriedly came to the side of the red hair and asked. Boss, your complexion is very bad. Did the injury from the previous battlefield worsen? Wen Yan, without waiting for the redhead to explain. All the cadres of red hair pirates gathered around to ask. At the same time, don't forget to call Marco over. Marco, let's see if our captain is injured. Boss, why are you holding your heart? Is it because your heart hurts? Idiot, shut up if you can't speak. Boss is clutching his heart and you still ask him if his heart hurts? Am I worrying too much? In the face of everyone's concerns and condolences. The redhead waved his hand and explained, relax, I'm not that fragile. It's just a feeling of foreboding in my heart, I always feel that something bad is about to happen. Wen Yan, the crowd dispersed, smiling and cursing, he said. Boss, since you're fine, but we're all locked up here. Is there anything worse than this? That's it. And the entire world government coalition, it's just a bunch of guys still fighting. It is impossible to be the opponent of those monsters. The cadres of red hair pirates are more open-minded. Now they can't protect themselves, do you still have time to care about other people? And the idea of the Whitebeard pirates is similar to that of red hair pirates and others. After all, they became the coalition forces of the world government. Just to protect myself, are now arrested, I don't have much time to worry about what's going on outside. Redhead sees, didn't say much, instead, carefully observed this prison cell made of metal. Advertisements see the redhead so serious, the Whitebeard pirates and red hair pirates also began to sink their hearts to observe. After all, they don't want to die here like this. Even if there is only a chance of survival, then you have to do your best to catch it. Soon, Beckman seemed to have discovered something. Come quickly to the corner, tear, accompanied by a tearing sound. Beckman actually tore down the corner wall like paper. Looking at the hole exposed after tearing off the paper. Everyone was shocked. Is it an exit? We are saved? Yasop drilled through the hole with a face full of excitement. What came into view was a room full of chemicals. And in the far corner of the room, there is a portal. People are not familiar with this, after all, they came here because of that strange portal. Without the slightest hesitation, the redhead stepped into the portal first. Through the portal, what you see is a lush grassland. Although I don't know where it is, but there are still happy smiles on everyone's faces. Boss, why do I feel like this is Sky Island? After Beckman looked at a group of 4 weeks. Can't help but ask, in response to Beckman's inquiry. Everyone present was stunned for a moment, then he stared at the clouds not far away. It's not like they haven't landed on Sky Island, but the Sky Island in front of me. But it's not the same as they imagined, the redhead frowned deeply. Then he shook his head and said, from all around. There is a high probability that this is Sky Island. Talking, the redhead dug a piece of dirt from the surface. The tone gradually became serious and serious, but why have I never heard of this place? You must know that Red Hair Pirates 4.1 likes to travel around the world the most. And adventure in every sea, and Sky Island, it is also one of their favorite places to go. Because it's exciting enough, only after visiting Sky Island for so long. Except for the Golden Country that once bordered with Captain Roger. The redhead has never seen any Sky Island with dirt. In a trance, the red hair seemed to remember something. He asked, correct, does the previous phone bug still work? Because of being in outer space, the phone bugs they carried earlier were naturally unusable. I'm very confused, boss, the phone bug can't get in touch. Beckman responded after shouting a few times with the phone bug. Hear the words, the redhead fell into deep thought again. At the same time, in the realm of mystery, Al tried several New World legend creations. After being rejected by the system, so I set my sights on Lazy Sheep. Thinking of creating the Lazy Sheep first, then look for inspiration from it. Then think about the creation of the New World, got an idea. Al is also unambiguous, immediately opened the creation page. Material role. Lazy Sheep, open black lens bracket creating in progress, close black lens bracket. Chapter 108. I am the craziest in Qingqing Grassland, I am the lazy king of the sheep clan. Material role. Lazy Sheep, open black lens bracket creating in progress, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy Sheep and sheep have been the royal family on the green grassland since ancient times, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. His physical fitness is more than 10 times that of ordinary people, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. It's just that when it comes to the generation of Lan Yongyang's parents, they are directly reduced to ordinary people, close black lens bracket. Lazy sheep who don't want to go down to ordinary life have been training hard since childhood. Open black lens bracket. That's why he is also known as the proud son of the sheep clan, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Just influenced by parents, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The lazy sheep gradually degenerates, and finally becomes a lazy fat sheep, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket until after the first invasion of the mad scientist, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy Yang Yang witnessed the destruction of her homeland with her own eyes, and she suddenly came to her senses, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Although not as depraved as before, close black lens bracket, but the habit of perennial is not something that can be changed overnight. Open black lens bracket. Fortunately, even if you are lazy every day, close black lens bracket, but it has the foundation of childhood and its own talent, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy sheep don't need to spend too much time practicing, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Its level of strength can be regarded as one of the best in the entire Qingqing grassland, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But with the end of the First War and the disappearance of the Wolf King, close black lens bracket. A strong crisis warning swept across the entire Qingqing grassland in an instant, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket in order to prevent the mad scientist from attacking again. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Lazy Yang Yang's best friend and senior. Close black lens bracket, cruel hell-style training on lazy sheep. Open black lens bracket during that period, it was the most painful and fulfilling time for Lan Yang Yang. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket with the help of best friends and seniors. Close black lens bracket, lazy sheep and sheep's strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. Open black lens bracket and Qingqing Grassland also regards lazy sheep as the next trainee. Close black lens bracket. But before lazy sheep reaches the height of Big Wolf, the attack of mad scientist strikes again. In order to delay time for lazy Yang Yang to improve her strength, all the powerhouses in Qingqing Grassland fight to the death. Open black lens bracket in order not to let 06 live up to the expectations of everyone in Qingqing Grassland. Lazy Yang Yang began to practice day and night. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, the lunatic scientists have also noticed the plans of Grassland and others. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket in order not to let the lazy sheep grow up safely. Close black lens bracket. Madman scientists attack Qingqing Grassland at all costs. Open black lens bracket. The purpose is to force the lazy sheep out and get rid of them. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Things are just as the mad scientist imagined. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Under several crazy attacks, lazy Yang Yang couldn't help but show up. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. But the lazy sheep that has not yet grown up, how can it be the opponent of those clones? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After several battles, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy sheep finally became the prisoner of a mad scientist. Close black lens bracket. However, the mad scientist did not kill the lazy sheep after he caught them alive. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Instead, I intend to use the excellent genes of lazy sheep for cloning. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After learning the news, lazy sheep suddenly fell into despair. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, just the day before the experiment started, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy Yang Yang's best friend risked his life and sneaked into the base camp of the mad scientist. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. After experiencing a series of hardships, lazy sheep was successfully rescued. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. It is also because of this experience that lazy Yang Yang realized why her parents fell. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. That's because the parents want to revive the family. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Thereby practicing forbidden technique suffered a backlash. Close black lens bracket. But as long as you learn the forbidden technique, you will gain a very powerful strength. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In order to prove the Qingqing Grassland, lazy Yang Yang resolutely chooses to learn forbidden technique. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Just when lazy Yang Yang is learning forbidden technique, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The mad scientist after the best experimental subject was taken away. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket launched a more violent attack on the Qingqing Grassland. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. At the same time as lazy Yang Yang is practicing forbidden technique. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The sad news that Big Wolf is still alive makes the crazy scientist focus on Big Wolf. Close black lens bracket. This also gives lazy sheep enough time to learn forbidden technique. Open black lens bracket. After countless failures, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Lazy sheep finally mastered the forbidden technique, and because of the lazy gene in the body, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The lazy sheep did not receive the backlash from the forbidden technique. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Just when lazy sheep and goat left the customs, Big Wolf also returned to the Qingqing Grassland. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Under the counterattack of lazy sheep and Big Wolf, as well as a group of powerful people, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The conspiracy of the mad scientist is crushed. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Ever since, the legend of the lazy king of Qingqing Grassland has been passed down from ancient times. Close black lens bracket. Analyzing material roles. Logical fit, rapport fit. Material character fusion in progress. Directly ignore the prompts of the system. Al subconsciously opened the page for obtaining mysterious points. Advertisement. The mysterious legend of the cat and mouse world has been recognized by the people in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 will be obtained. The mysterious legend of Goshong Ridge has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Qingqing Grassland has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. The character created, a wolf in the Qingqing Prairie, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, cat and mouse world, Tom, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, cat and mouse world, Doopy, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Create a character, cat and mouse world. Jerry has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and he has obtained mysterious points +1. Create a character, cat and mouse world. The lazy king has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and he has obtained mysterious points +1. Looking at the message prompt that quickly swipes the screen, Al couldn't help but notice something was wrong. You must know that lazy sheep and sheep have just been created. Not yet on the battlefield. How can there be a prompt to obtain mysterious points? Is something wrong? Al waited and watched for a while with doubts. But soon Al gave up, because this refresh rate is too fast. And, there are too few hints for obtaining mysterious points for lazy sheep. Even if you concentrate, you may not be able to observe it. Instead of wasting time here, why not start creating a new world legend? It's probably because of my eyesight, after Al muttered. Open the system store, it will. Open black lens bracket current mysterious points. 1,640,154. Close black lens bracket. See that the balance is not enough to purchase props. Al immediately began to create a new world legend. A world of mechanical cats and a group of children from the future. Directly ignore the background introduction about the world. Al immediately started creating modifications. Open black lens bracket world template. Doraemon, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket start modifying. Close black lens bracket, modification failed. Please try again later. With the cold sound of the system, Al rubbed his chin with embarrassment. Tisk. It seems that I thought it was too simple. Sigh end. Al enters the creation page again, planning to create Fatty Blue in one go. Open black lens bracket world template. Doraemon. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket start modifying, close black lens bracket. At the same time, on the battlefield of Bikini Bottom. Looking at Doopy who is performing acrobatics in the sky above. Together with the 5 elders, a group of powerful people. Stopped immediately, eyes full of confusion and bewilderment. To know, that was the devastating blow from ancient weapon Pluton and Uranus. But being treated as an acrobatic by a mangy dog with no good looks. Flipped in midair, and, look at that, it seems to be very happy. What the hell is going on? Why are the abilities of those monsters so pervert? 5 elders. Didn't you guys say that it was a world-killing blow fired by an ancient weapon? Why such a terrible attack? In the end, before the last sentence is finished. 5 elders said angrily with a livid face. Advertisement. Can't you bastards ask something we can explain? You ask this kind of question, do you think we can explain it or what? Yes, we are indeed the highest power in the world government. But that doesn't mean we know everything, especially about those monsters. C5 elders seems to be really angry. Those younger guys didn't even dare to take a breath. Lest the angry 5 elders make fun of them, but the rest of the powerhouses fell into silence at this moment. It seems that I don't want to deal with 5 elders. Or thinking about how to escape, 5 elders see. I don't even intend to say anything, instead, he locked his eyes firmly on Dupai. I don't know what to think, long seeing that the atmosphere has eased up a bit. Sengoku came out and asked, 5 elders, should our 710 continue to fight? Facing Sengoku's inquiry, 5 elders snorted coldly. After glancing at the crowd, said bluntly, temporarily withdraw from the battlefield. Only with our present strength, not enough to destroy Bikini Bottom. But rest assured, we are not giving up resistance. Rather, in the end, Shepherd 10 Peter Saint coughed lightly. Reminded. Almost done, this matter is our secret. All in all, let's evacuate the battlefield and return to the base to wait and see. After the world government's secret weapon arrives. It's time for our full counterattack, Wen Yan. Everyone present could not help showing puzzled expressions on their faces. World government has a secret weapon? Even the legendary ancient weapon can't kill those monsters. Those monsters can be killed only by the secret weapon of the world government? What about trouble? Believe it or not, 5 elders turned and left the battlefield. And their secret weapon, it's Gecko Moria's undead army. Just give Gecko Moria the poison, the strength of those undead. It will also be strengthened with the power of Gecko Moria. When those monsters and the undead are both defeated. Then use ancient weapon, catch them all, if ancient weapons still can't kill those monsters. The physical strength of the world government coalition forces has also recovered. Time to face those monsters, it won't be as difficult as it is now. Just after the 5 elders returned to their temporary base. A member of CP Cypher Pool said respectfully, report 5 elders. Gecko Moria we have brought over, is being held in a dungeon now. Before he finished speaking, 5 elders immediately said. Direct Gecko Moria, to that battlefield with those dirty things. Yes. Chapter 109. I'm shot, Xingxing grassland exposed. Holy Land Marijoy, among the flowers, looking at the figure of Doopy in midair. Im's clenched fists made a crackling sound, and her body. It also emitted wisps of black mist in the violent tremors. Instantly the surrounding air surged violently like running water. And continued to condense into a tornado, next second. With Im's single arm shaking, the surrounding space seemed unable to bear her terrifying coercion. Make a terrifying cracking sound, can ancient weapon not hurt those monsters? In that case, in the end, a strong murderous intent burst out from those cold eyes. Immediately afterwards, Im's figure disappeared in place like a stream of light. When it reappears, it is already above the sea hundreds of miles away. And the goal of her trip, it's the battlefield of Bikini Bottom. At the same time, Grand Line, Alabasta, it's a big deal, King Cobra. Princess Vivi was captured by those monsters, with a sound of panic. The whole Alabasta fell into panic in an instant. Princess Vivi was captured by those monsters? After Cobra heard the news. The body trembled suddenly. Are you sure the news is true? Aren't those monsters fighting the World Government Coalition forces? Why did you take Vivi away? Where did you get this news? Say it. Facing Cobra's inquiry, there was a trace of cold sweat on the forehead of the hands. Hastily opened the mouth to explain. Report to King Cobra. We don't know where this news came from, but now the whole country is saying. It was those monsters who took Princess Vivi away. Wen Yan, Cobra's terrified expression couldn't help showing a touch of doubt. It is clear, he didn't buy that statement. After all, those monsters never appeared in Alabasta. And his daughter is just an ordinary person. It's not worth those monsters to catch people themselves. JJ. He couldn't find any reason to refute. Seat. Was it really captured by those monsters? When this thought comes to mind. Cobra's eyes turned cold, continue to expand the search scope. No matter what, Vivi's whereabouts must be found. And inform the news of the world about it. Let them expand this matter to the whole country. Just write the title. Open black lens bracket. Someone maliciously borrowed the name of those monsters and captured Princess Vivi. Close black lens bracket. Facing what Cobra said, his men froze in place, eyes full of confusion and bewilderment. King Cobra, what is the purpose of doing this? Regarding the questions raised by the subordinates. Cobra didn't say much, because he always felt that something was not quite right. But I can't find what is wrong, and the reason for this. Of course I wanted to prove something, after the men leave. Cobra came to a secret room alone, looking at the pictures hanging on the wall. Cobra muttered to himself, Queen Lily. Vivi. World government. At the same time, the red hair pirates above the height of 10,000 meters. And everyone in the Whitebeard pirates, on the vast grasslands. Accidentally found a camera phone bug bigger than Whitebeard. Advertisement, and it is also connected to the news of the world newspaper office. Moses, can you hear me? Morgans? Inside news of the world? Listening to Marco's familiar voice, Morgans was stunned for a long time. Then he said, Marco, didn't you already die on that battlefield? Words fall, Marco on Sky Island couldn't help but twitch his mouth. Immediately cursed. Hello. If you can't speak, just shut up. What do you mean I'm dead? You just died, facing Marco's scolding. Morgans is not used to it either, immediately cursed Marco and all members of the Whitebeard pirates. Seeing that the situation is becoming more and more difficult to control. The Redhead immediately said, you two guys are more or less in moderation. Talking, the red hair pushed Marco away directly. Facing the phone bug, he said, Morgans, I don't have time to listen to your nonsense right now. Contact me the World Government Coalition forces. I have big news for them. I heard that it was the voice of Red Hair. Morgans also restrained a lot, after helping the Redhead contact the World Government Coalition forces. Morgans sat on the sidelines and listened to the conversation of several people. Moses, 5 elders? We found a prairie on Sky Island. This seems to be the base camp of those monsters. With the voice falling, without waiting for any reaction from the 5 elders. Beckman's voice suddenly sounded, Boss, the phone bug has been fixed. You can put the screen. Wen Yan, the Redhead interrupted the 5 elders again. Wait a minute, Morgans, play the video we sent to the World Government Coalition forces. Facing the Redhead's request, Morgans did so without hesitation. But, he is not only connected to the World Government Coalition forces. Instead, he directly shared the picture of the Redhead to the world. Almost at the same time as the screen broadcast, people all over the world. After seeing an extra picture on the screen, immediately froze in place. Can't calm down for a long time. What is this place? But isn't that guy a member of the Whitebeard pirates? By the way, aren't they on the battlefield? How did it appear on a grassland? Isn't that white dog still playing? Hey, the officers of the red hair pirates are here too. What the hell is going on here? Could it be that they were captured by those monsters? As the screen plays out, people all over the world can't help but fall into endless speculation and blind imagination. And 5 elders, while admiring the beauty, a huge question arose in my mind. Just when the 5 elders were about to speak, a lazy voice suddenly sounded from the phone bug. Hey, who are you guys? Never mind. I can tell you are outsiders just by looking at you. By the way, have you ever seen a wolf? I have something to do with him? Seeing everyone's puzzled expressions, Lazy Sheep couldn't help but frown. Didn't you see it? Never mind, Lazy Sheep yawned. I took out a pillow from my arms, lie down in front of everyone. See, all members of the Red Hair Pirates and the Whitebeard Pirates looked at each other face to face. Advertisement, it seems that I am a little confused for a while. Boss, that guy seemed to be talking about a wolf just now? Well, I said it, then this guy should belong to that wolf. Shush, be quiet, that fellow has no hostility towards us now. Don't be like that idiot Blackbeard. After a short communication. The Redhead cleared his throat and asked with a smile on his face. Hello. My name is Shanks the Redhead, it's a pirate from Shanghai. That's how we somehow came to this magical grassland. So, may I take the liberty to ask, what exactly is this place? I recounted roughly how the Redhead came here, but about the battle. He never mentioned it at all, as the red-haired voice fell. The sleeping lazy sheep moved its ears slightly, standing up impatiently. Pointing at the red-haired nose and angrily said, "Could you please be quiet, if it weren't for you being outsiders? My lord will definitely beat you guys until your noses are bruised and your faces are swollen." Seeing that the lazy sheep is so angry, Marco and the others couldn't help but thump in their hearts. And always be ready for battle. At this time, the red-haired forehead couldn't help but a trace of cold sweat broke out. Hastily apologized, it seems that the attitude of seeing red hair is not bad. Lazy sheep didn't make things difficult for them either. Squat down on the pillow, and very patiently recounting the history of the Qingqing grassland. And roughly talk about the connection with Gushongling, Beechburg, and the space station on the moon. After Lazy Sheep finished speaking, it's already sunset and dusk. Say good night to a few people, Lazy Sheep yawned. He took out a quilt from his arms and fell to the ground to sleep. And Red Hair and others, and people all over the world. On the other hand, he stared at the sleeping Lazy Sheep with shock on his face. A country built on the moon? Goat Clan Emperor Lazy King? This moment, a picture from 3,000 years ago could not help appearing in everyone's minds. It was a handheld chainsaw, the bald head who split the entire closely connected continent into countless islands. Then, because of the rushing ocean currents, Hao Wang caused an entire island to rush into the sky. Finally formed the current scene, besides, about Go Shang Ling. Lunar Space Station, and so on a series of legends. Like a giant spider web, twisting everything that was originally unconnected. It is like a giant picture spanning 3,000 years, in addition to expressing amazement at these. A huge question could not help but arise in the hearts of everyone. To know, whether it's Beechburg or Go Shang Ridge. Both have 1,000 years of history, why are these guys in this millennium time? But no one has ever heard of it, besides, these guys haven't been around for thousands of years. But now it's all gone? To rule the world? Or for some reason? For this series of questions, no one in the whole world can give a correct answer. But soon the red hair set his sights on Lan Yangyang. Things they couldn't guess, Lazy Sheep must know. But, with prior experience, the redhead doesn't dare to disturb the lazy sheep to sleep anymore. I'm afraid that guy will suddenly get angry, kill them all. After all, Great Sheep, Lazy King, these 7 short words. Is enough to prove that, the guy in front of me who seems to be sleeping late. What a horrible winter. Chapter 120. The stage of the strong in the old era. Bullet is furious. Create a character, Cat and Mouse World. The Lazy King has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and he has obtained mysterious points +1. As the information pop-up windows of Lazy Yangyang gaining world awareness are increasing. Al couldn't help feeling a little curious, after all, he hasn't arranged for Lan Yangyang to join the battlefield. This refresh rate, how could it be possible to keep pace with Dupai and the others? What happens? Al again interrupted by the system. Opened the connection with Lan Yangyang without hesitation. From the perspective of a lazy sheep, looking at the red hair pirates and Whitebeard pirates sitting quietly not far away. While Al learned the truth, can't help but frown. How did these guys get here? Thrown up by Dupai. Although I am very suspicious, but it's a good thing for him. Especially after seeing the giant phone bug next to it. Al contacted Lan Yangyang directly, let it give them a little color and voila. And warn the world, don't try to fight against forces such as Beechburg. To P******, those guys off to the max, so let them set off a giant war again. Only war to terrify the people, so as to get a lot of mystery points. The reason why lazy sheep and sheep do nothing, the reason why you can also get a lot of mysterious points. The main thing is the fear brought by Sekiro, Dupai, Might Jia and others. To know, once a person is corrupted by fear, coupled with the help of people around. It will be easier to believe in those abnormal events. After explaining everything, Al opened the creation page again. I plan to create the world of Doraemon first, if modification is not possible. Al might consider other worlds first, after all, he is not only in Doraemon's world now. After Lazy Sheep received Al's order, waking up suddenly from sleep 890. Subtle changes have gradually taken place in the eyes of the Redhead and others. When Hongfa and the others saw Lazy Yangyang wake up from sleep, immediately became vigilant, the Redhead just wanted to say hello. She was forcibly interrupted by Lazy Yangyang. Do you want to get out of here? Facing Lazy Sheep's inquiries, Hongfa and the others did not respond immediately. Instead, they turned around and discussed together. Redhead, why didn't you just agree? George lowered his voice. Words are full of questioning and dissatisfaction. Being stared at here for a long time and unable to move around. How is this different from being imprisoned, without waiting for the Redhead to respond? Marco, who was standing beside him, took the lead in retorting. George, calm down you be ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Never act rashly. Being reprimanded by Marco, George grimaced and stopped talking. Seeing this, the redhead didn't say much because his idea coincides with Marco's. He didn't believe that Lan Yangyang would be so kind. To know, he has been monitoring every move of Lan Yangyang. I slept soundly at first, woke up suddenly, and asked such an unbelievable question. It's okay to say, ghost letter, after a short thought. Although it is not clear what the purpose of lazy sheep is. But they really do want to get out of here, so he asked cautiously. If we say we want to leave, will you let us go safely? Facing the inquiry thrown by the redhead, lazy Yang Yang can be said to have no time to think for half a second. Spread your hands, advertisement, he responded without hesitation. Certainly, why should I keep you guys for a GCG? Seeing that lazy sheep promised so cleanly, everyone couldn't help showing a happy smile. However, just when the red hair was about to say goodbye to Lan Yang Yang, the lazy sheep's figure instantly turned into a streamer and disappeared in place. When it reappeared, it was already in front of Hongfa and the others. See this situation, everyone was stunned for a moment. Then he opened his mouth and asked, anything else? When saying this, everyone visibly trembled. It seems to be very afraid of what lazy Yang Yang will make. However, the more you are afraid, the more you will come. Don't rush to go. The lazy sheep rubbed its chin. With a playful smile, according to the rules of Qingqing Grassland, every guest who comes from afar wants to leave the green grassland. 1. All with my consent. Words fall, the red hair and the others froze for a moment. It seems that some do not understand the meaning of lazy Yang Yang. So he asked, didn't your excellency promise to let us go? Why are you regretting it now? Wen Yan, lazy sheep snorted and said with a smile. I just didn't intend to keep you guys. After all, if you keep you can't bring me delicious food. But that doesn't mean I agree to let you go. Stop talking nonsense. Beat me, I'll let you go. Talking, lazy sheep moved his wrist. Said to himself, I don't know how long I haven't done anything. Is it a little rusty? See this situation, everyone looked at each other. It seems that he doesn't really want to conflict with Lan Yang Yang. After all, now Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Hawkeye, these 3 top powerhouses are still in a coma. If you really want to make a move whenever there is a little bump, that might not even save Marco. It seems that Lan Yang Yang is not very hostile to them. The redhead paused, hastily waved his hands and said, Your Excellency, wait first, we're just asking. No intention of leaving, yeah? Lazy sheep squinted slightly. It seemed that they sensed that there was no hostility in the crowd. Only then did I stretch out, with a sleepy look. Opened the mouth and said, say it earlier, since you don't want to leave. Then stay here and wait for when you want to leave. Just call me. There is no follow-up in the middle of the sentence. Everyone looked at each other, looking at the sleeping lazy sheep standing on the grass. The corner of the mouth can't help but twitch, even now is a very good time. But they dare not make any extra moves, no one knows. Is this guy in front of him cheating them? What if he was pretending to be asleep? If this is a surprise attack, then it's over, for the safety of Whitebeard and Hawkeye. The red hair and the others looked at each other. In the end, I chose to wait and see, but they sit and wait to die. Advertisement instead, they are waiting for the World Government Coalition forces to come to Sky Island to save them. After all, the fighting at Beechburg has ceased now. Now the World Government Coalition forces don't dare to provoke those monsters in Beechburg anymore. But there is only one monster on the green grassland. If it can be defeated, that can be a great morale boost too. Facing the rhetoric of the redhead, the 5 elders have a different opinion. From that white-haired dog with facial paralysis. After neutralizing the attack launched by the ancient weapon, the world government threw Gecko Moria onto the battlefield. Want to take this opportunity to uproot the monsters in Bikini Bottom. Red hair, anyway, there's no fighting on your side yet. After we wipe out the monsters on the Beechburg battlefield first. Let's think about your business again, words fall. 5 elders cut off contact with the redhead directly. Then he said, the world government has dropped a secret weapon on the Beechburg battlefield. Just wait until the battle at Bikini Bottom is over. 1. It's time for us to act. This time, it is bound to eradicate Bikini Bottom. With the voice falling, all the former present could not help but feel a strong sense of doubt in their hearts. Ancient weapons are useless against those monsters. What other secret weapon can the world government pull out? Poison? When this thought comes to mind, everyone suddenly fell into silence. From the mouth of Doflamingo, all the powerhouses present also learned about the biochemical weapon Geisa researched. And with the support of the world government, an unprecedented breakthrough has been achieved. Seems like everyone has an answer in their hearts. 5 elders couldn't help but frown, but it didn't say much. After all, this method cannot see the light, while thinking like this. In a trance, 5 elders seemed to think of something. Can't help but look down, I screamed in my heart that it was not good. Damn it, the phone bug hasn't been recovered yet. Quick, hurry up and let that be D Morgans interrupt the picture. See the 5 elders so flustered, the Red Earl couldn't help but frowned. Shen Sheng said, World government, what are you afraid of? Isn't it a biological weapon? As long as it's dealing with those monsters. 11. It doesn't matter what method you use, right? Following the words of the Red Earl. 5 elders couldn't help showing a puzzled expression. Biochemical weapon? Guy-san, that guy researched bioweapons? Although the world government does strongly support Guy's research on chemical weapons. But it's just now on the right track, it will take a while to perfect. But I heard the Red Earl say that it doesn't matter what method you use. 5 elders couldn't help but look a little better. At this time, Morgan's voice suddenly rang out from the phone bug. Hello, world government, you use this method to deal with those monsters. Isn't that a little too much? While the voice sounded, a series of lifeless monsters slowly appeared on the screen of the curtain. Looking at the familiar figure, Bullet was suddenly enraged, pointing at Five Elders' nose and yelling. World government. What do you mean? Why did Roger appear on that battlefield? What did you do to him? Quick, answer me. Before the Five Elders could open their mouths to explain, after seeing the strange figures in front of him, Tom in the picture suddenly thought of something, can't help shivering.